Y'all know what's going on. Wait, hold on. His friend's in here. Oh, nah, he's at his birthday. Did I put it in that one? Oh, I did. This one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ha 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 ha. Thanks. I was just on the phone with Adria too. You're
What's going on, bro?
chilling. You know what's going on, man. A little change of scenery. See how this one goes. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see if I got some flavors and switch the flavor. I like that one better for right
What
now.
up, man? What up, y'all?
Oh, what's good? What's good? Oh, we got some new faces in here. Let's get it. Um, so we talking about we talking about unspoken rules. We talking about it's okay to not be okay, right? And then we're talking about I get a letter to our 18-year-old selves, right? Um, in case y'all don't know, Ferns already has that article link in his bio, but I wanted him to do it again because, well, I wanted to do it with him this time. But yeah, so yeah, unspoken rules. Well, I'm gonna break it down. It's more unspoken rules, as in just making everything taboo. And if you don't know, taboo is something that's secretly just brushed off socially or religiously. So just things that we don't speak about, but no one knows why we don't speak about it, right? So that's pretty much where we're about to start off at. You want to start, Ferns?
Go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I had tweeted about this earlier about how, speaking about things, you can come in. Speaking about things and not no one explained to us why we're not speaking about them it could be detrimental because it's just a void of, just no. It's like when you don't give people the opportunity to explain why, or you're not I would say you're too lazy to explain it because a lot of times either our parents will tell us don't do something only because their parents told them not to do it, only because their parents told them not to do it. So now it's like, okay, why are we doing this, right? So we talk about generational curses, just following unspoken rules. Just following unspoken rules definitely is a major part of that. Oh, we don't do that. Why? Because we just don't. You should know that. Why?
Right.
Why should Holt's development exactly, like why should we know that based off of what? You feel what I'm saying? So what's good, y'all? We got more people coming in. But yeah, I know, especially in both of our communities, it's like that's a very big problem. Oh, we don't do this. Well, why? Because black people don't do it. There's no room for multiple perspectives. Exactly. And it's like, and it creates, we talked about a couple lives ago. Y'all hear the dog?
Good.
Okay. So especially it has I was talking to my barber, and it creates a void or a split between generations because no one wants to take the time to explain anything, right? Or listen to other perspectives. That's a fact. A lot of stuff is out of fear. Exactly. You feel what I'm saying? So whole time we not doing something, and I just watched. Hold on,
He trying to pack up the live already.
bro. This dude's getting me tight, bro.
Funny.
But yeah, um, I was just watching. I think New Earth or Old Earth, and he was explaining what fear actually is, and he was just like, he goes, bro, people are afraid of something that did not happen, and then now acting upon it as if it did happen, and he goes, that's borderline. What do you say? That's borderline insanity, and it's like it is though. Like you're moving over something that did not happen yet, or probably not, or you're too scared, you're not prepared for it, anything like that. So it's like now you're basing your whole life and how you move and your values off of something that's not even there, right? So I had tweeted earlier, I was like, bro, fear breeds stupidity. And what I meant by that, I'm like, it's breeding you to move about things that are not there. So that's stupid. You're doing things and you're doing things that's detrimental to you only because you're believing in something that's not even real, that didn't even happen yet, right? And I think a lot of that comes with, probably insecurity of preparation, right? So we might, example, right? We might get locked down again. Is people prepared for that? You feel what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. What did you think? It locked down first. So this is what we mean about insane asylum breeds stupidity. So we had a lockdown that we never thought was gonna happen, and then you just acted like it didn't happen, but complained the whole time, but they wasn't prepared for another one.
Right.
That makes zero sense, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, you're no one like, oh my God. They're just caught up on the, oh my God, it happened. Okay. Now what? You feel what I'm saying? Now it's, what are we gonna do if it happens again? Bro, you should have been figuring that out while it was happening.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Broadening horizons, making you a more well-rounded person. Exactly. Making a more well-rounded, fearful anticipation. And then look, even what's going on now. I don't know if people's been paying attention to what's going on now, but Ticketmaster and all talking about some corona vaccine is about to get done, all because people are scared of something that they don't fully understand or even try to understand. You feel what I'm saying? They was like, it's deadly. So what happened to the other? You feel what I'm saying? Oh, wait, no. People are, people are being affected by that. We can't talk about it. It's unspoken. Why can't we speak about something that we've never seen before? How are we supposed to create clarity? How are we supposed to, if we're not having discussions about different points of view, how are we going to create understanding? How are we going to be able to know what's good for everybody if we're all stuck on, well, that's a sensitive topic, so we shouldn't talk about it? What? For you to grow or for anything to move forward, you have to have those uncomfortable conversations, and you have to go knock on the door of unspoken whatever it is. It's like, nah, F this. I'm speaking about it. You feel what I'm saying? Just in our lives, stuff that we're not speaking about, how much love do we get? Or like, yo, I never thought about it that way, but yeah, facts, I wasn't moving right. Yeah, because we're talking about things that are unspoken, and it's like no one knows why it's unspoken. It's like, for what? Would you scare? Was somebody gonna whoop your ass? So somebody gonna beat me up because I'm speaking about things that need to be talked about? First of all, I wish somebody would, but that's not happening, right? It's fear. All this fear. People don't even understand that fear is so laced in the programming, right? It sounds like programming to me, right? The vaccine got higher mortality rate than the virus. System is designed to keep people in fear, closed-minded, more control. Exactly, right? So then now we giving up all our control. We giving up everything, right? I don't know. I don't know if people was on Facebook. I know a lot of people on Facebook. My dad just got banned for 30 days just for saying, yo, Ice Cube wasn't wilding. 30 days. I'm like, bro, hold on. So we can't discuss political stuff and election year? That's unspoken now? It's on TV all day. Why can't I talk about it? Right? And when people don't understand it, it's creating this. I just watched V for Vendetta, and I'm like, we're just creating our own selves. Like, we're creating our own selves, and people don't even understand that the heads of Google, Twitter, and Facebook all getting subpoenaed right now because of what we talk about. Bill Gates told my glitz, right, facts. Bill Gates, all of them in question because they're out here trying to have control, but now it's conspiracy. But why is it conspiracy? Because it's unspoken. Like, you do realize that you probably wouldn't know what you're talking about because you don't speak about it. You don't talk about it. You don't bounce ideas off of people. So it's like this whole unspoken thing is actually very detrimental, and it makes us mentally numb, right? Steel sharpens steel. If you out here having the same conversations about the same topics, how the hell are you supposed to learn anything? How are you supposed to grow? How are you supposed to elevate? Right? You know what I'm saying? Zuck out here telling people how to speak. That's a fact. Telling people how to speak as if free speech is not the First Amendment. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, so what's really going on? And it's like, now these questions, right? The fact checkers, right? Fact checkers. Who are these fact checkers? Who pays them? You feel what I'm saying? Like, are they, look, it's more of, well, I'm a fact check to keep the unspoken unspoken. Nah, bro. And then now that's just on that level. Now you
Right.
start getting about how you feel as a person. You feel what I'm saying? Now between us, right? Your man's right. We don't talk about certain things, right? Why? I don't know, because that's not manly. What? I'm like, bro, your mans could be going right through it, but because you have some unspoken rule, like, oh yeah, men don't show their emotions. I'm manly, oh macho. Now you got people like, oh yeah, like now men need therapy. It's like, well, yeah, because we was feeding into this stupid unspoken, I guess. Yo, Mason, is he barking at the stairs? Jesus Christ, bro. Bro, what are you doing? Niggas is so annoying, bro. Yo, is Marcus upstairs?
He trying to
Tell him,
pack up the live.
bro. Tell him. Can he go watch Zeus?
Facts. He's
No,
good,
go
bro.
upstairs and do it.
If he
No, it's
distracting
my
you,
brother.
that's
My
cool.
brother, my brother loves to troll. That's his generation. Whatever generation this is, loves to troll. But he doesn't understand that I don't play that. But anyway, um, yeah, I forgot. The dog isn't a big distraction, to be honest. It is for me. I'm the one talking. Um, because I don't know. It's a 7-year-old watching him. I don't know what could be going on. It is a distraction. But anyway, yeah, the fact checkers. It's like, bro, who's employing? Because I bet you it's the same people that don't want. I bet you it's the same people who want everybody to be stupid and want to control everybody. Because I'm just trying to figure out and who dictates what's facts,
Right.
right? Is facts what everybody's emotionally able to to I guess prepared for and accept, but
Right.
then that's subjective, right? We have a whole bunch of people that have the mentality of a 6-year-old. Me and you are fully like, oh, that happened, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like now, do you have different friends that talks about different things? I do, definitely.
Right.
I have three separate groups actually.
I think
I have
that's
three.
that's a
Yeah,
big
go ahead.
key is like even going back to what you said about people about being an unspoken rule, about people going through it is like, well, that's the reason why a lot of people feel unrelatable is because no one's really speaking up. So it's like at the end of the day, we can all be going through the same things, going through the same troubles, but because no one's speaking up, we're always going to feel unrelatable, even if we have people around us, even the people that we are the closest with, that we love the most. It's like, how can we really say we love each other if we're not willing to ask each other or speak about some of the things that most people won't speak about? And it's a difficult thing. You know what I mean? It's like everyone feels, a lot of people feel that they don't want to burden other people, but it's
Mhm.
because that everyone feels unrelatable because no one
Right.
is actually speaking.
And then who made them the most credible? So yeah. And then think about that is like then when you have those conversations, you realize that, oh, I went through that too. Yeah. We pretty much all go through similar situations. And you thinking it's just me, it's just you in your own head, right? So many people, no media credible source. That's a fact. No, so many people are so, oh my God, like, because we're so socialized to be so narcissistic and be so vain. It's like, oh, this is only happening to me, right? And then when we tweet about our experiences or put it out there, oh, you sharing too much, bro. What? Like, how do you know that us sharing this is getting someone through a tough time right now only because we shared it, right? Is it now too much? Especially people like us. We were over 1,000. We both over have 1,000 followers, bro. It could be 18 people that's like, yo, he tweeted that as like, yo, I don't feel alone anymore now.
Or even
But
one, even one.
you found even one. You found what I'm saying? So it's like, and that happens to us plenty of times. So it's like, yo, at what point is like everybody's too cool? Too cool for what?
I feel like most people are too hurt rather than too cool. Like to really feel like you can't communicate what's going on with you to the people that you love, I think that's pretty wild. Especially the people that
Okay,
you know care about you the most.
okay. So
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 there's
then
like
my
there's a fear that sets in, whereas like either I'm not going to be understood or I'm not going to be respected or taken seriously, because we feel certain emotions, and I think sometimes the credibility of those emotions is what really gets taken into play. Just like I might come to somebody, they might think I'm being complacent because they're not going through what I'm going through. So if we're in different places, my fear is speaking up and you not understanding me because you live a
mm,
totally different life than I do. You know,
so okay, so then but I'm trying to figure out why would that be fear though? And like that's still like what's the
it's the fear of speaking out. It's the fear of someone actually caring about you, like someone actually,
mm,
I think that's actually trying to be understood. But it's people hold on to a lot of emotions where it's the fear of, I don't know whether it's judgment or whatever the case may be, or
mm.
being looked at as maybe needy. But that's where I feel like some of the fear comes from.
I mean, okay, I guess I understand. Yeah, I do understand that. But then my thing would be like, if you're bleeding, it's like you got to do something about it, regardless. You feel me? So
Oh,
I think, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So I think it's just a lack of. I think because a lot of times we judge ourselves before we actually communicate, so we overthink ourselves. Right. Then that's what I was saying about the fear. Right. When I said before that fear is literally something you're making up in your mind. That's exactly what. And rejection is not a bad thing, right? So rejection, what do people say? Rejection, you're just going, you're it's not rejection, you're being redirected, right? So
Right.
so honestly, maybe you speaking out, people not understanding is an indication to you, all right, maybe they not for me. I can love them from a distance, right? You feel what I'm saying? And maybe it's like, okay, I need to go to a different circle. So there's been plenty of people that action like, yo, everybody around me. I'm like, yeah, like I went through that too. But it don't mean that you're supposed to hate them. It just means that you're not where you're supposed to be right now. So you have to go inward. You feel what I'm saying? And a
Right.
lot of times, people don't want to do that work. You feel what I'm saying? Like people just think unspoken thing. Yo, it's gonna get ugly, right? One of the unspoken things is that actually healing yourself, it's ugly in the beginning. Like we talked about it 3, 4 lives in a row. It's ugly. So everybody wants to be all this pretty little thing. And it's like, bro, it don't get pretty until way after. And a lot of times it still don't even be pretty then. It's like you gotta accept that maybe you're healing or whatever you're healing from, it's not supposed to be pretty. And in that, you find beauty in that, right? Because beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. That's also for something internal. It doesn't go just only external, right?
Right.
So now we talked about this last night. All of my pain I view as beautiful because I know what makes me after that. So I'm looking at it like, oh my God, this is the most beautiful thing in the world. I just got to get through it. You feel what I'm saying? I tweeted earlier, like, I'm wishing peace and prosperity and the courage, right? A lot of people lack courage, right? And it goes back to the fear, right? You have to have courage to actually elevate. You have to have courage to actually want to do better. You have to actually do it. No matter what's going on. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? No, you know how that go, bro. Especially where we grew up, it's like, yo, people not on this, like they think it's weird. I'm like, bro, I don't give a damn. I don't
Right.
care. Now, a year later, now people buying candles, they out here essential oils. It's like, bro, riding their bikes. I'm like, bro, I know what that's from, but that's why I don't care about that. That's why you can't have that fear because you don't know who you're influencing for the better. You feel what I'm saying? Courage and strength. That's a fact. Like people be doing, I tweet like people be wanting these things, but you have to understand that your heart has to beat a certain way. And that's another unspoken thing. They like, yeah, all you gotta do is this. I'm like, I'll be like, yo, are you sure? Like it's not some cakewalk in the park. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? Don't run from the pain. Your pain. Know where the pain lives in your head and charge it. Don't let it exactly look at fear head on. So many people, right? I think either I seen the tweet or I tweeted like anyone that's living in fear or trying. Oh, we said it last time. Anyone's trying to avoid pain, you're not really living because you're trying to keep up this psychotic way of looking at life that's not is la la land. You're trying to stay a lot. Look, there's nothing for you in la la land, bro.
Right.
No matter because when you go to sleep, you're out of la la land. You feel what I'm saying? I think too many people trying to stay in there or make it look like my la la land is great to everybody else. I'm like, little can't let it hold you back at all at any point, especially if you're at this age, right? If you're under 30 and shit, even if feel me, you can't let any of that hold you back, right? And that goes to that next, like it's okay to not be okay, right? So now we're lying to ourselves. We're lying to ourselves and the people around us, saying that we're okay, and we're absolutely not, because of some unspoken rule that, oh, well, I don't want to look like I'm bothered. I don't want to look like I'm stressed. I don't. But you are, though.
Right.
Literally impossible to avoid pain. Is right. It's literally impossible. So it's like you're putting more energy into this appearance that you're unbothered instead of actually healing, right?
Right.
Right before the live, it's like, yo, everybody wants to distract themselves, right? And this is the time to do it. This is the time to go really inward, because you can't really, we about to get locked down again. So what you about to go through another lockdown and not heal from certain things? You feel what I'm saying? Key is your pain, so you decide what it does and how it makes you feel. Exactly. Exactly. And I was just on a live, right? I was just about to tweet. I have it clicked up because, whatever. I have in a draft saying, why do people try to make their problems other people's problems, right? Like you're trying to project how you feel and trying to make the other person next to you feel that way too. So now you can justify how you feel, right? And we talked about invalidating emotions. I'm like, the only person that can invalidate your emotions is you, right?
Right.
There's so much external, and it doesn't make any sense. And the externals was kicking your ass because you haven't figured out that it's actually you. Accountability, right? Pain gets bottled up and it keeps getting right, and it will explode. And I'm a very and I'm a what is it? What's the word? Yes, that. Pain gets bottled up, bro. I used to bottle up my emotions all the time. Thank God I had basketball. You feel me? Because now I can lift anything. I could go dunk. I could go talk whatever. I could talk noise. You feel what I'm saying? But then I realized, I was like, but I was telling people, yo, I'm okay, and I really wasn't, right? So people ask me, yo, you okay? I'd be like, hell no.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and just by saying hell no, acknowledging, right, validating my own emotions, because if you're not okay and you say you're okay, you're invalidating your own emotions. Let's
Right.
talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody,
I was just saying how if you're programmed to have a victim mindset, you're always going to seek after a rescuer, and the it never comes. And I think that's what leaves people waiting on the edge and just waiting around, and it gets in the way of you actually living. Rather instead of living, you're just waiting.
right.
And a lot of things don't come to you just because your pain is massive. It's like you
Mm-hmm.
don't just automatically manifest healing because your pain is so overwhelming.
And that's also subjective, because how many times like me personally, I'm a big picture guy. So it's like somebody be like, yo, my thumb hurt. Mind you, my arm is broken. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just like, and they're like, oh my God, oh my thumb. I'm just like, yo, bro, like, son, I'm gonna need you to take a step back, take
Yeah.
some breaths, understand what, like, the magnitude of it, ground yourself to realize, like, oh, it's just my thumb. Yeah, it's just your thumb, bro. I'm not invalidating your feelings. I'm literally just trying to put it into perspective so you can relax. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? Oh damn, now this comment's going crazy. No one knows how to save you the way you do. Exactly. Cool, that's some fire. And let's talk about how victim mentality is always attracting narcissists. It's like, yeah, bro, because if you think you could save everybody, like, directly, everybody, that's low-key narcissistic. So it's like, yeah, if you're looking for a savior, you're looking for a narcissist, right?
Right.
So then now you get the narcissist, you get into whatever it is that you're in with them, and then now you're complaining on the timeline of something else. But it's like, again, accountability, that was you. Stop looking for someone to come save you. It's not gonna happen. It's
Right.
not even your parents. Your parents not gonna save you either. They can try, but it's not. They're not supposed to. They're supposed to. People are supposed to, like we said, no one's supposed to hold your hand and coddle you through things. And anybody that's doing that don't care about you, because they don't care about you enough long term, right? They want to appease you right now like a baby. It's low key disrespectful if we keep it a stack. When
Yeah.
people try to coddle me, I'm like, bro, why you don't respect me? Like, or spare my feelings. Like, bro, who are you? Spare my. How you even know I was gonna feel that way? You assume that.
Right.
You can't place your karma on others like that. Exactly. You feel what I'm saying? People just look for sympathy, right? And they think, yes, I'm so glad. Y'all going crazy in the comments. People are looking for sympathy, and people don't even understand what that word, the word, and the key word in the definition of sympathy is pity. So if you don't have a victim mindset, like you claim you don't, why are you looking for pity? Enabling you because they don't want to deal with you. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, y'all drop it. Yo, what's the one train where there was like 8 people on the remix?
Yeah,
Everybody over here just dropping the verse on the live. I respect it. It's all getting cleared, by the way. We not stopping none of that. We ain't
facts.
taking nobody off the live. You know what I'm saying? I wish in the screen recorders y'all could see the comments, because the comment y'all going crazy.
Yeah,
But yeah, enabling you because they don't want to deal with you, right? And even that, even dealing, right? Because I want to put a cap on that. Not a cap, but I want to put that into perspective. If someone doesn't deal with you to, I guess, compensate or your narcissism, that also doesn't mean that they're a bad person. You feel what I'm saying? Like some people will want them to care about them more than they care about themselves, and then label them a bad person.
yeah,
Or they don't love me. It's like, no, you don't love yourself, and you're
yeah,
not about to take me down with you. You feel what I'm saying? And I
yeah,
think, and it goes back to the external thing that, pretty much all of our lives has been under the umbrella of external validation,
yeah.
and why it breeds so many problems, right?
That's one of the roots to many, or if not 95% of issues.
You feel what I'm saying? And then now we talk about social media in a couple lives, you feel what I'm saying? And we talk about how that's a dopamine effect. So now, if you're not creating the fulfillment in your life, now you're looking for it on social media, where it's all external validation, realistically.
Right.
You feel me? So now it's just like, yo, what do I do? And then now, if you're not giving me that dopamine feeling from this tool, there's something's wrong with the tool. Now with social media full, it's this, that, and the other. It's like, bruh, no, it's not. Yo, I hate that. Yeah, y'all go crazy in the comments. But it's like, yo, and it's like, we have to take a step back and be like, breathe, right? Stop going like this all day and take a step back and really break down and really have those conversations, right? We have to have those conversations, because not having those conversations is letting all of these problems run rampant.
Yeah,
You're using the tools wrong. Exactly. You're
yeah.
using the tools wrong,
That's what we
right?
said back in a couple other lives. Is
Yep.
the tools is not the answer. The tool is just a tool. You
It's
know,
just a tool.
you
And it's
can't
like,
yeah,
go ahead,
exactly.
go ahead, go ahead.
This is you're placing too much expectation on others if you feel constantly unfulfilled by others. That's huge too.
Woo! Woo! Yo, Sky out here tripping. Yo, she going crazy. Yo, she going crazy. Yo, I'm trying to figure out, yo, Lou Will, Sky's out here being Lou Will, 50 off the bench. Say less. But yeah, and that's the problem, right? Y'all turn up the sliders. Oh yeah, wait till I get into this one, right? So now you have these people that think, oh, someone else is supposed to make me happy. No, that's the biggest thing. You think if I have this certain set of blah 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 blah, that you probably never experienced, right?
Right.
Has anyone ever experienced somebody that has their type but actually never experienced the type or any of those attributes? So then now it's like, so what are you talking about?
Their type is just everything they think that they need. You know what I mean? And it's like it's always super ironic that it's like the things that you actually want are the things that are really going to hurt you the most.
Ain't that something? Oh, my dude got to have this, that, and the other. Yeah, but he has this, that, and the other. He don't care about this, and that's actually what you need. But you can't put two and two together.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's all in your head. Exactly. It's like, yo, I had to, like, me personally, especially when I get the question like, you have a time. I'm like, I mean, nah, I can't figure it out. I said this a couple, like, I haven't experienced enough things good. Nah, I've experienced a lot of bad things. I know what I don't like. You feel what I'm saying? I know it's crossed off the list. But at the end of the day, like, you have to be thorough with yourself and the people around you too, right? So, yeah, till you get some shit, be a troll. It's funny because Moody's is one of my other group of friends where we don't really talk about this as much, but they're a separate thing and they give me a whole bunch of other perspectives.
Right.
Shout out, and I think is Larry still in here because he's in that friend group too. But that's to go back to what Gio was saying earlier. But yeah, it's like I forgot where I was going. Y'all going crazy in the comments though. And, oh yeah, the type. So I haven't experienced enough life to be just, I have a definitive type. How? Right? You
Right.
18 years old thinking that my type got to do this, he got to have that, she got to have this. Is like, did
Yeah.
you experience anybody with these things?
Yeah. Most
No.
of that is a programming issue because that's what you think that's going to work for you, and you haven't experienced enough to know exactly what you want. which is another problem of like people finding one thing and then just wanting to stick with one thing and having that one thing represent them entirely, where it's like
Hmm.
it's not really loving, you're just trying to possess or just trying to feed the persona that you're trying to display.
And it also doesn't work, right? Right. So, and it goes back to unspoken things, right? Because one of the unspoken things is not to try certain things, and it's like, why are we not trying these things, right? And it's like there's certain things that my mom and dad, they like, oh, I never did that. I'm just like, I don't know why you tripping, because look how great it is. I'm telling you about
Yeah.
how great it was. You feel what I'm saying? So even with Mason, and my dad did this. So I come from a track baseball family, right? I don't do none of those sports. We don't even do basketball. We just happen to be good at it. He let me play basketball, soccer, baseball. If soccer, he was gonna let me play everything. Mason's, I mean, he's not doing it, but my dad would let him play hockey. Like that's just a broader like, oh, try these things and see what happens.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you're black, you play basketball. And I remember my great uncle was mad that my dad had me in soccer. And I'm like, but soccer made me a better basketball player. But you know, so we don't do that. We don't do what? Because I personally, what if I told him like personally, I don't think black people play baseball. I think that's a Spanish person thing, right? You see how asinine that is?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, but that's just an unspoken rule. We just don't know, bro. Who cares? Who cares? Mason loves soccer.
Yeah.
I want him to be a soccer player, and I'm a basketball player. Oh damn, we gotta go in the comments. Putting these limitations for what exactly? What's a type to someone that doesn't even know who they are? Oh nah, y'all going crazy.
That's
And
a
if what
fact.
that's and what if you didn't like it at 18 but love it at 25? That yo, hold up.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna
you
speak.
gotta revisit things. Absolutely. Like
Yo, I'm gonna do that because
especially
you
especially when you develop as a person, you know? When you have a new
facts.
mindset, you can go back and experience things from a whole different perspective. We write things off, but it's like if you're writing things off and never try them again, it's because you haven't grown at all. There's been
That's
no
a fact.
evolution. So
That's
you
a
want to
fact.
at least go back with a different mindset, try things over.
And it's funny too because I used to think because I told y'all in every live like I'm a thrill person, right? So I would seek out people who also have that, right? When I was younger, I realize now, hell no, that's not it. I can't be jacking that. I can't be doing that. I
Yeah.
got to go with people that's a little bit more grounded, right? But mind you, I loved it. See, that's the reverse, right? I did like it at 18. I don't like it at 25.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
There's no
you
need for you
always
to
got
continue to repeat it over and over again either.
you're gonna see. Um, what's up, y'all? Damn, everybody going in. Thank you, everybody for pulling up. But yeah, it's like and that's when we talk about the past, present, future. We said it right about how people use the two things, like the three different, I guess, perspectives of time incorrectly, right? You only use the past for reflection. You don't use it to build, like you don't use it to like wallow in it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because if you wallow in the past, especially on something that you may have been embarrassed about, or maybe it was a bad decision, you're now gonna bring that into the present, which is also gonna f up your future. So
Yeah.
you have to look at it as almost like rooms. Not time is not linear. It's like rooms. It's like you go to the specific room, right? You don't go to the bathroom to cook, right? So then why are you going to the past to try to fix something now? It's the past. It's not
Yeah.
for that. It's not for that. So you have to understand, like, and that's another thing that's unspoken, right? So many people should have that. So many people should have that mentality about time, but because we don't talk about it, we just accept that it's linear. Yeah, that's
Right.
all. You feel what I'm saying? Like we're not having these conversations because it's too woke or fake woke. It's like, but hold on, you diving into these unspoken topics would improve your life. So
Yeah.
now, root of anxiety, right? People being in the past for too long and using the past incorrectly, anxiety, or the future, right? Because
Right.
now we're talking about fear, because fear is being in the future for too long and not actually like understand that, okay, I'm building towards that. You're
Right.
going into the room doing stuff you're not supposed to be doing. You feel what I'm saying? Can live and provide lessons for people to learn. Exactly. And that's why experience is a great thing. And that's why, and it's so funny because wisdom comes from experience, right? And we talk about every live. Everybody be trying to, these blanketed statements, right? These blanket, because it goes hand in hand. Unspoken rules, blanketed statements. It goes hand in hand. There's a whole bunch of nobody asking no questions, and we're just passing it off as, yeah, this is valid. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not, bro. We went through a whole lot, but we went through so many blanketed statements that are actually completely detrimental. Completely detrimental.
Right.
Like a wise man once said, it's like, yo, a wise man be a
Stupid
dumbass
shit.
majority of the time, bro.
Stupid shit.
He
Yeah.
really do. A wise
A,
man be saying a lot of stupid shit, bro.
a
But
wise man is only a wise man to a bunch of bozos. You feel me? Like,
that's a fact because every time a wise man once said, I'm like, bro, that is complete cap, bro. It's like, yeah, that might be true for like 2 seconds, and then after that, it's like, yo, what about all of this, right? So that's why everybody, all these gurus, all this other stuff. I'm like, yo, bro, you become your own guru by living your life. Simple. You have to be living your life, right? To get those experiences and to understand and in those experiences, you'll probably understand why it's unspoken. I was like, oh, this is unspoken because people scary. They're scared. Oh no, that's not gonna be me, right?
right.
Instead of you out here trying to live vicariously through other people that have the courage to live their life. That ain't
Yeah.
gonna work, right?
Yeah.
Unspoken. Let's talk about it, right? And it's so funny too, because I have my whole family outspoken, right? But they don't know I'm the most outspoken because I'll lay it all on the table. I was like, let's talk about everything. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, in doses, I start out my family first, and then they kind of brace them. You feel what I'm saying? But because I'm now indulging in these topics that we talk about all the time, questioning, like not caring about what don't matter, right? That has now transformed how my family, my immediate family thinks about things, and it's upgrading them, right? Now, not upgrading how I want them to, but now because they understand that, oh, I should question this first before I do it or say it. Now it's like, oh, okay, I know why. Boom, let me fix this, let me tweak that. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? Okay, now, well, what it took me 6 months to figure out, I figured out in 2 weeks because I asked more questions.
Right. And there's people that get upset with you for not going deeper into questioning things as well. As if like that makes us some kind of strange conspiracy theorist to just question some of the things that are way too common.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's where like sometimes people get into arguments with other people where it's like, I'm not questioning your reality, I'm just questioning the theory. So if you're taking it as me questioning your reality, then you're clearly relying too heavily on the blueprint that was
right,
left for you.
right, right. A 10-year-old is God to yes, an 18-year-old is God to exactly, right? Perspective. Wisdom is perspective. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because even I was having a conversation with somebody that was older than me, and he just automatically assumed was, oh, well, I've been on the earth more, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, no, that doesn't mean anything. What if I experience more than you have? A lot of people do the same thing for
Yeah.
10 years at a time. If you accomplish 3 things in 30 years, but I accomplished 30 things in 5 years, I have more experience than you do. It doesn't matter how old you are. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem. Another unspoken, right? Just oh, they're an elder, so they know. No, you gotta check the OGs too. Make sure they solid. Because there's a lot of OGs that's bitter. There's a
And
lot of
that's not
OGs that don't want you
and
to
it's not
win.
disrespectful to do that either.
And it's not.
Because they're the ones that left us this way. They're the ones that left it complicated like that. They didn't, you know what I mean? They're the
Yeah,
original blueprint makers, you know?
right. Right. And it's like, and then, and also and having that courage to have that conversation, right? Because all my especially my family's super, they super conservative, all this other stuff. But I'm like, yeah, but because I have the courage to confront them, and confrontation is not poor. Like it's not bad. Confrontation is neutral. It's your
Right.
intent with the confrontation. My confrontation is to have understanding. So yeah, they're gonna respect anything that I'm saying because they're feeling my intent with this confrontation with them, right? And
Right.
especially the old dogs, you can't teach old dog new tricks. That's cap. That's cap. My mom has learned a whole bunch of new tricks, right? My dad has learned a whole bunch of new tricks. My aunt has learned a bunch of new tricks. You know what I'm saying? You have to have that courage to dive into that, unspoken, and then realize that whoever you're talking to might not be okay, right? And being open with them. There's been plenty of times I'm talking to my dad and he not okay with something, but he grew up on the, yo, I'm a man, I gotta do this. I'm like, yeah, bro, like talk about it. Like I'm older now, you feel me? We may have similar experiences. Let's see how you went about it. Let's see how I went about it, and see, if this happens again. You feel me? No, nobody knows. But
Yeah.
the whole unspoken thing, just and the whole just passing things off because, oh, we've been here for years. It's like, bro, there's a reason why science is the way it is. You always have to test and confirm and come back to see if it holds up.
Right. And we don't realize the benefit of doing that because we create these accountable communities around us, just like you said, around people in your family. If you're silent and you're not saying much, no one has the opportunity to learn or to express themselves. So I think confrontation is a good thing because it gives people the opportunity to speak, and then from someone in our perspective, we can understand where they're coming from. So it's not
Right.
always an attack. I think that's
Right.
how people look at it, as an attack. But if I really, really love you, I'm going to confront you, and we're going
Right.
to talk about shit. And the
Right.
more I do that, the more you're going to feel comfortable speaking.
Right. And now you're learning how to process and articulate things, right? Because now, when you're on some, well, everybody, she said lunch table, everybody at the lunch table is all on one thing. Who's getting sharper? Who's getting better? Now you're creating a vacuum of just mid.
Yeah,
Because there's other lunch tables, right? Let's use Katie. There's other lunch tables discussing the unspoken, getting right, getting answers, right?
yeah.
Let's really talk about it. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, and that's all we do, talk about it, because at the end of the day, we got to get more buckets. The answer is getting more buckets, right? If you want a better life, whatever, you need to get more buckets. I agree, but like, what happens when your parents shut you down? You're letting them shut you down, because regardless, because that's the thing, and that's
That's a
an
great
external
question. I
thing,
love that question.
and that's an external thing. You know, my parents tried to shut me down. It ain't stop me from doing what I was doing.
Yeah,
So what ends up happening is you gain respect, right?
yeah.
Respect is
My
earned,
family
not given.
my family did the same thing, and it's just me constantly going at it shows that I am who I am. You feel me? So
Gangster.
if you're gonna be around me or you're gonna claim to love me, like you have to know who I am and you have to accept me for who I am. I'm not gonna. This is what we all have a problem of limiting ourselves around people. That's the biggest problem. Is like that's how we make ourselves smaller and back ourselves into corners because people around us aren't on the same type of time. But that doesn't mean that I have to limit myself. I'm not gonna make myself smaller at the expense of you because that's so. I'm not gonna fall victim to your insecurity. I don't feel that way.
And
I
you
don't
know
feel that.
why? You want to know why? Because there's this obsession with being humble.
Right.
Be humble. If I just gave you 40 and I worked 100 hours to get that 40, I don't have to be humble about it.
Right.
You unapologetic, right? And it's so funny how people who are unapologetically themselves, right, always getting projected on all this other stuff to people who are insecure, right? And I tweeted about it yesterday, like, bro, what type of society are we creating that we're telling the confident people chill out, right? Chill out, so insecure people can continue to be insecure. So then, how do we get the insecure people to build up their confidence and have them feel better about themselves?
Right.
Crickets. I'm like,
Right.
because it's stupid, right? One of those things like, yeah, just be humble. Well, first of all, yeah, I don't even know what the word humble means. First of all, right? You're supposed to be grounded, not humble. Humble is you're thinking lower of yourself than you actually are. That's disrespecting yourself. Now
Right.
you still worried about being humble. Now people disrespect you like, nah, you don't really get buckets. Like, oh, well, you don't really do that. It's like, now you mad. But that's because you so worried about being humble.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you know, gangster. Me, I don't really, I mean, damn, I don't really think, I think I'm a grounded person, but I talk because I
Right.
can back it up. And if I can't, I'm taking whatever comes with that. Oh, you say you're going to do this. Say that. I'm coming back. I'm
Right.
getting better and I'm coming back, right? But that's what people don't want to talk about being humble. You're only being humble so you don't actually have to ground yourself and put your ego to the side when you don't accomplish what you said you was going to accomplish. That's cap. That's fear.
Right.
That's not
I
courage.
think that's
I say you got to say it with
It's
your chest.
difficult. It's difficult within the family because we come from that generation of not asking questions and just obeying whatever people say and just sitting there. And if
That's
you
a
go
dub.
against it, you're looked at as disrespectful. So it's like there's a lot of people that are not gonna they're gonna put the facts aside because they assume that you have to just be respectful and to just abide by their way. You know, how many times have like people been younger and they're like, you're in my house, so like this and that. So it's like off that programming alone from previous generations, like we're taught to just be silent. We're taught that like there's a higher authority that we have to
Mhm.
abide to, and it's like that's why we've been silenced as we got older. You feel me?
Yeah.
And we thought it was a respecting, but it just was people abusing their power.
Yes. And no funny too. And it's like, and I talk about a couple lives like, bro, you get more respect if somebody say let's talk about boxing, right? If someone hits you and you fall down, you get more respect when you get back up than if you just lay there. Oh my God, he hit me. You feel what I'm saying? So you want to be respected by such and such people, but as soon as you get shut down or you get hit, you out for the count. That don't work. Me, I'm getting up every
Yeah,
time. I'm getting up every time. Being relentless about who you are and what you stand for with facts. right?
but we're all programmed to fold, to just
Yeah,
fold and roll over.
right. And then be like, Mamba, right? And just be like, oh well, that's what I did. So I'm like, but then people like us, I don't accept that. I don't accept you folding.
Yeah,
Get in the lab.
no matter how much that makes me look like a dick, there's been a lot of people that have had issues. They'll like come to me with issues, and it's like that's the same kind of analogy I come to them with. Is like, are you gonna get up though? You feel me? Like, if you're fall down, are you going to stay there? Am I an
Yeah.
asshole for asking you that? I'm an asshole for asking you if you want better for yourself.
Back to building that personal credit. Right. Right. So yes. So now you have a credit, right? Your credit is folding every time you get hit, right? Because you're gonna get hit, right? It's life. You're gonna get hit. What are you gonna do about it? So now if your credit is, well, every time somebody shuts you down, you accept it, then well, first of all, I don't want you around me. Because you over here, I not send you, but like we have something that we supposed to do over here. You go over there, something hits you, you're gonna get knocked out. And now we vulnerable. The team is exposed.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like, yo,
Yeah,
bro.
and
It's
it's
like,
not my role to pick you up either. I can't get into the ring and pick you the fuck up either. So it's like,
cause I'm fighting my own. I'm
yeah,
in my own ring. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can't be save this live. Oh yeah, every week. You know what's going on. Every week we save it. But yeah, you got to understand, like, and that's the whole somebody come save me. It still goes back to that. It's like, yo, bro, you are one on one with life right now. Like, can someone, yeah, when the round's over, or whatever, somebody give you some water, give you some, pat you down, all that, cool. But you still gotta go in that ring and fight.
yeah, no one's gonna fight it for you. Fighting don't work that way.
It don't work that way. And and,
Yeah,
and quite frankly, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Because every time you gotta think about it this way, right? You gotta switch your mindset. Every time you get knocked down, you gotta figure out, well, how did I get knocked down? All right, that's not happening again. Right?
yeah.
If you have this mindset that nobody gonna save me, your only option is to upgrade. There is
And,
no other option.
and the interesting thing is when people want to save us and fight their fight, it's like, well, then how do you lose? How are you gonna lose? What you gonna learn from the loss? Nothing. You're just gonna get knocked down and just move on. You're
Right.
not gonna take your loss.
Because and then also any successful person, like, let's talk about success, right? And like any successful or happy person knows that there's L's. It's the miserable people and the not successful people out here trying to make it like they don't have no L's, right? And it don't mean nothing that you take a L. Any rational person knows that there are L's in life. It's okay.
Yeah, and then it goes back to our normal point, which was it's okay not being okay. You feel me? Like there's going to be L's that we're going to take along the way, and a couple of real bad ones too. Like, when it comes to people,
Yeah.
when it comes to optimism, there's gonna be a lot of time we spent. This is why we live so much in the past because we think about the amount of time we spent taking the L and not
Mm-hmm.
taking the same time to recover from the L.
Why do we fall so we can get up? That's Coach Carter. That's a fact. Shout out Coach Carter, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, and that's what, and to wallow in is like, yo, I can't believe I did that. But you did it.
Yeah,
So what is there not to believe?
you're reliving it at that point.
Yeah. You're literally replaying it in your head, and then now I'm depressed or now I'm sad. I'm like, bro, stop replaying what you already did. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Learn from it, reflect on it, write down on your notes, whatever it is, and then you go forward, and now you go keep fighting the next round. You feel what I'm
yeah,
saying? What did P say last live? He said, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. And so many people loops, so many people are choosing to suffer so they can complain about it. I said right before this live, people rather make problems about themselves because it makes them feel important.
right.
Let me run it back. So people will sit here and find problems to discuss about themselves because it makes them feel important. And I'm like, yo, now if you have that mindset, just think about how you feel about yourself. And that's the whole issue. That's the whole root. You're so humble, all this other stuff, having all of these self-worth issues, all because you've been programmed that way, or it makes you relatable because it don't. Like, I guess it does, but why would you want to relate to people that relate to low self-worth
Yeah,
and thinking that you're going to get something good out of that?
yeah. And you're gonna always meet people that feel the same way, or you're gonna find yourself in situations that represent that perfectly. So it's like there's really nothing. Everything. Let's say you're driving, like you're literally driving exactly to where you don't want to go. It's the strangest thing, and you're finding yourself in these situations repetitively
Steady.
because that's what you feel you're worth.
Yeah,
Biological people
yeah,
are addicted to the pain.
yeah. They're addicted to pain, right? And not in a good way, right? Because I would say I'm one of those people that's addicted to pain, but I know what I do with pain. Like I told you, like I said like 10 minutes ago, I'm just like, yo, I love pain because I know I'm gonna come out beautiful after that. Right? Every time I go through something painful, I look at it as like a cocoon and I'm gonna come out a butterfly after.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta, even with pain, is like, and that's why life is beautiful, because you can have so many different perspectives on one thing, right? Because pain naturally I thought was bad, but I'm like, nah, pain low key is my greatest motivator.
Yeah.
It motivates me to get better and upgrade, and it makes me upgrade so other people may not necessarily go through the pain, but at least I could have my I guess like experience, either let them know that they're not alone in this pain, that I actually do understand you, right? Because you can and it's so funny how we understand each other on the deepest levels is through pain,
Right.
right?
And
So then
it's not like you see, and it's not also not like you seek it to make yourself feel productive or validated. You know, it's just that when it happens, like you say that you're addicted to it, but there's people that feel that same way, because there's people that feel that same way, and they're constantly looking for chaos and things that are hectic, because it makes them feel productive. It makes them feel
yeah,
like, if
yes,
I'm not in these situations, that I'm not doing enough. And it's not like that. It's just saying that when these opportunities do arise, because losses and pain is just opportunities. When these
right.
opportunities do arise, I can channel that into something that's going to make me better going forward. Not that I'm looking forward or
Mm-hmm.
building a
Yeah,
pain
yeah,
identity.
yeah. Bro, speak on that. Let me tell you, I learned from my brother's pain in life, and that changed the way I navigate through it. Exactly. Got to. It's transmutation 101 or alchemy, whatever you want to call it, right? And it's like, yeah, people are so unfulfilled that they go looking for chaos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it makes it. I believe Katie maybe this summer had told me, she sent me a podcast where somebody was like, "Yo, people don't have hunger because they're running off of cortisone or like adrenaline, right? So that's that chaos that we're talking about." And I was like, wait, hold up. That makes a lot of sense. Sometimes a man has to rise from the darkness. Yeah, right, exactly. But so many people was trying to, and we talk about that love and light and all that other stuff. It's like everybody want to be the light so goddamn bad, but not understanding that it came from dark. The light came from darkness first,
Yeah.
right? Because they need each other. You wouldn't know what light was unless it was dark, right? So you're trying to now skip all these steps and do all this other stuff and just create la la land, right? And then in that la la land, because you think that darkness, which you came from, is bad, so now you don't speak on it.
Yeah.
Real light comes from darkness. That's a
Right.
fact. That's a
Yeah.
fact. Another missed lesson to go buy crystals. yo, 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 you can you can't even physically perceive light, only the reflection of it. Fact. When you was being cooked up in your mom's womb, you was in darkness. Let's talk about that too, right? That's physical, symbolism, all of that. Like
Yeah.
you literally came from the darkness,
Yeah.
literally. You feel what I'm saying? So and that's what and that's my whole thing too. Because then we go to the flip side of it, right? Now, what are you using the light for? Are you using the light to be shiny? To just tell people, are you using the light to now enlighten more darkness,
No,
right? Goes back to the
they're
unspoken.
using the light to blind themselves.
Right, right. To blind themselves, like, oh, look, I'm light, and just keep looking and staring. It's like, bro, all right, you got this light. Now what are you gonna do with it, right? People like me, you people who want to win, they're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna use this light to now go figure out more of where I came from. You know, do all
And
that
not dim it for anybody or for anything, you know? Not letting someone else's darkness dim any of the light that I have.
at all. Pain from Naruto, high key was right. Yeah, he was. He was. And from Naruto, guess what Naruto never did? He never gave up. There's grown men. He is 14, grown men like, yo, bro, why he keep getting up? Why he keep getting up? And that's how and it's funny because that's how Naruto literally changed the world. Like, he talk about manifestation. Who? This dude knew everything, and he wasn't gonna let anybody tell him nothing, and he wasn't gonna let anybody dim his light. And everybody tried. Just another example. Cocoon is dark. Ooh, okay. Are y'all about to go in a dark scheme right now? Cocoon is dark. Womb is dark. My biggest fear isn't my darkness. It's the light that I'm greater than I can never imagine. Ooh, Timo Cruz. Yeah, that's from Dave's been wilding with the Coach Carter. They're going crazy right now in the comments. Like it's me and Ferns featuring 20 people, and we just made a hit. Like you feel what I'm saying? That's Mom Dukes over there. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, Naruto never stopped. Exactly, and that's how you gotta be, right? Mommy, I was talking about how I just didn't stop. Whenever I got the information, and I just kept coming to y'all. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, and then what happens is once you get past that, they now realize how much you actually do love them. It's a whole different perception of love. Now I was like, wait, hold up. I was hard-headed as hell. You ain't give up on me, and I came to my conclusion. Yes. Yes. It's the love. It's the love way deeper. Hey, we don't do that. We not signing nobody. XXL. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. My mom just said that's unconditional love by not giving up and letting you express yourself.
Yeah.
Learn from anime about than own people. I mean, I think we talked about how American cartoons are garbage, every single last one of them, and we should actually do. But that's Eastern, right? That's the Eastern Hemisphere of Earth, right? I mean, we don't got to get into that what that actually does to your actual brain. But yeah, I I don't know if you need to watch Naruto, bro. It's like 900 episodes, bro. So y'all can, but it's beautiful. It's very, very in depth. You know, I like the plots, but yeah, yeah, but yeah. I mean, we can now go into the letters to 18-year-old selves. I don't know if you want to go first. I think this is 900 episodes, Katie. Yeah, you couldn't get through Legend of Korra. Legend of Korra has nothing on Naruto at all, at all, at all. Yeah, that's a great line. But yeah, you want to go first? I can go first. I don't know, man. The 18-year-old is a very interesting time in my
I
life,
mean, I
man.
guess it's more points than it is a letter because if it was a letter, I'd be here all day. You feel me? Because there's so
Felt
many
that.
aspects of my 18-year-old self that, like, not that I would change, but I think more or less it would be a letter kind of letting myself know that it's going to be all right. More than it is, yo, do this, do that, change this, change that. It was more of like knowing that the future is a lot brighter. And then
Hmm.
there's also a lot of things that like we're talking about time, how time doesn't mean that you're an adult. There's certain things that
Right.
like just because you lived a certain amount of years doesn't mean that you have certain things figured out. Unconditional love is thrown around way before people. I
Yeah.
lost that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna repeat it. Unconditional love is thrown around way before people understand the selfless work it involves. Man, unconditional love. That's so crazy too, because that's a fact. And how many times that your ego gonna get hurt by actually loving someone unconditionally,
Right.
right? Because we have this attachment, right? And this happened to me at 18, right? I loved or had a big heart so bad that I was willing to just, I guess, not allow people the experiences to catch up. Like, yo, why don't you get it? You feel what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I know why they get it. One, they're not supposed to get it right now. There's a reason. Or maybe they're never supposed to get it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's so funny, especially, because we talk about how people think like we're egotistical or something like that. I'm like, bro, if only people knew how many times my ego was hurt, the difference between me and other people, I don't show it. I go inward. I don't go outward. I go
Yeah.
inward. I'm like, oh, okay, this is why it was hurt because I was thinking about something incorrectly, right? I wasn't allowing flow. I was just putting, well, because of how I think it should go, that's how it should go, right? And it's like that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. More trust in the person that I'm giving unconditional love to, right? And that happened with me. That happened with my brother. We talk about my brother a lot too because he's one of the most hard-headed people I've ever met in my life. But look, me and my mom, we never like I would say I'm not gonna talk to you no more. But no, I was every day, every time I could. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then now he's working on himself. He's upgrading. He's realizing that maybe the people I'm around maybe not be the best. I'm like, that's because I ain't stopped. You feel what I'm saying? So, bringing it back to my 18-year-old self, I would just probably tell him like, yo, bro, like, first of all, you're not alone. And it's so funny, like how I treat people is how I treat people now, I would treat myself at 18 too, because I know that's what's necessary. You feel what I'm saying? So over it, my 18-year-old self, no, my 18-year-old self would understand what my 25-year-old self is doing. That's the difference, though. I'd be like, okay, I get it, because I have an older brother who's very, very similar to me, and he was about 24 at the time when I met him. So I'd probably be like, yo, like, you're not, you're not alone, right? People are going to catch up. Just keep going. You feel what I'm saying? Don't stop being yourself. Actually, I'd probably say be yourself more. Like shine the light brighter, right? Because I would low key like dim myself in certain situations because other people would be uncomfortable. You know me, I don't want anybody to be uncomfortable around me. But that's because at 18 I didn't understand why they was uncomfortable. It was because I was disturbing their insecurity, and that's not my problem. Like, yeah, my strong personality, right? And it's funny story about strong personality. I don't know if Jamal's still in here. He's the first person to tell me that, and I was like 20. I was like, strong personality, like, what does that mean? What are you talking about? Because I was just being myself so much that I didn't know there was a name for it. I didn't know that that was a category. It's called strong. Figure out why I really was first, then shine like a, yeah, exactly. So it's like, and anybody that you notice, I was always like life of the party, being myself, loud as hell. It's like I'm still doing that. I'm just doing it more positively now. So I would just tell, and I had to go reach out and have those unspoken talks with people for real. Like, because that's the only way that I was going to be able to learn. Because if I put myself in a vacuum that where we used to hang out at is a big ass vacuum, that's all it is, right? I would have been doing nothing now, nothing. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
I
saying?
think that
That's
was a
why
big
people be,
issue.
yeah,
That
bro.
was a
We
big
was in
issue
a
for me.
vacuum.
Yeah, that was a big issue for me because I think 18 was like a super programmed time for me. So like a lot of the information that I'm exposed to now, I didn't really understand. But I feel like it still kind of was instilled in me, even though I didn't seek it, which made seeking it a lot easier. But being around certain scenarios, I thought that eventually things were going to change, even though I wasn't actively trying to change the environments that I was in.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I realized a lot when I got older that that's kind of like people described it as insanity to do things over and over again and expect different results. So I think for a large majority of the time I was delusional because I was afraid of just spending the time by myself. I was just afraid of that loneliness period, the rebuild stage, the
Mm-hmm.
growing pains. It's like if you work out and you're trying to put on muscle, like that's just gonna hurt,
Yeah,
but you understand what you're doing it for and you're putting in the hard work to get to that point. See, it's like I wanted the muscle without working out. You feel me?
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
want I didn't want any of that pain, and I think keeping certain people around me helped distract me from myself. But it's just if I would have known that the work that was gonna put in wasn't going to be detrimental like how I thought, if I would have known that I actually needed it and the layers were necessary to grow and I didn't fear it, it would have been a lot easier for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the easiest way to get through difficult conversations is to hang around people that don't have difficult conversations, it's
Yeah,
it's around it's about staying away from all type of accountability, right? And
right.
surrounding yourself around people that are going to make you feel like you're like everything is fine, like everything was okay. But I wish I would have been able to put myself in a position to be around more people that can be better for me. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not a knock to anybody because obviously there's day ones, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the day ones don't have your best intentions out. Like they're not their
Yeah.
intentions are not best cut out for you. And that doesn't mean
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean they don't care about you, but it means that their love for you is a lot different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I would want to limit the amount of people that I was around and the situations and the environments that I was in so I can focus
Mm-hmm.
more on me. So I wouldn't have to have done it so later on. But at the end of the day, perfect timing is perfect timing.
Right. And
Per-
just to go back to what you were saying, I think that's the we're now. Let me tell you about me. We go back like what was it like? Is 6 years now? Maybe 5 years. And it's like I want to low key put the picture, but it's like the reason that's another reason why we became so close and knew what we were because we knew like nah, if I have a conversation with him, it's gonna be way different. Let me go over there,
right.
right? Especially in a virtual desert that we were in at the time. But I knew, nah, Ferns is my dude. That's all I know. I don't know why yet, right? I figured it out later, but Ferns is my dude because of what he decides. And at the time, what you was, you know, running full speed into. You was running full speed into those conversations. I'm like, nah, because I do that like a MF. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I know that's where we can connect.
right.
You
And
feel
it's
me?
like I think like earlier on in those years, I had a lot of cries for help that people didn't understand. But then there's
Mm,
people like you that like kind of heard the cries because I feel like maybe you felt the same way or had the same approach.
yeah,
So it's easier for me to connect with people rather than me just saying, oh, nah, this is my group of people. I'm going to stick with them. I should have been more receptive or more open to connecting with people that kind of thought the same way. But it's like
mm,
my thoughts were limiting, and it caused like a little bit of fear because back then people wasn't tweeting like how they was tweeting now. You feel me?
facts.
Like that's when Instagram, that app, didn't even have stories yet. You know, that was
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
10 years ago.
yeah.
So
That's a
it's like
fact.
it was hard for me to be able to channel my feelings and get my emotions out to have a community that would say, "Yo, I feel you." So
Hmm.
instead of just doing the work and trusting that the more work I put in, people are going to find me at the level of my work or self worth, I just continue to stay in the low self worth because it was the easier thing to do.
Right.
So and what happened was it took rock bottom for me to get out of that. So it's
Yeah.
like digging a hole, and then hoping that someone's going to throw a ladder for me.
Hmm.
But I didn't do that. I stuck my nails in the dirt and climbed the fuck up out of there. But I realized that that was all a testament of me just digging it worse and worse for myself because of my lack to want to be true to who I really am. You know?
And that's another unspoken thing, right? Because what people don't understand is that when you do that, your confidence goes through the roof, right? So it goes back to now you want confidence, but you won't do things to build your confidence.
Yeah.
That makes no sense, right? Out of what do people you see on Twitter, Instagram all the time? When people got out of their bad situations by themselves, they move different. That's
Yeah.
why. That's
Yeah.
why. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I went through a whole depressive whatever, and my mom didn't necessarily know per se until I told her like a year or two later.
Yeah. That honestly wanted to segue into my next point is just not being vocal about about my emotions and feelings because like I said,
Mm,
there was a fear of someone I was I was fearful of someone really understanding me. Like I almost felt more
mm,
comfortable with someone not understanding me because like I said, it kind of validated how I felt, you know? So like in a depressive state, what you want to
mm,
do is just constantly find other depressing things to latch onto because they validate your feelings. They make them
mm,
real. So it's like there's no when there's no accountability, you just attach to more and more depressive shit because it really fuels you. It fuels you, but in the opposite way. So like a
mm,
lot of the same ways that we operate, we don't realize that we're using the same exact system to actually help us, but we're not.
right,
We're using the same
right.
system to destruct ourselves. But it's the
Yeah.
same. It's the same system. It's the same concept. It takes the same energy.
Mm,
And I didn't realize that, but I would have loved to be a little bit more vocal about some of the things that I was going through because I realize now that a lot of people are going through the same thing. And these are people to the left and right of me. These are people that like they smiled when they came to the party, and I knew they went home and cried about shit. You know what I mean? Or like it's like when you really develop into that age, like you don't really know what you're supposed to be, but then you kind of have an idea of what you want to be. But then there's so much programming telling you what you should be. So now you have three different dilemmas, and you're just your identity kind of it's tough because like, all right, do I work and get this bag? Do I hop into my
mm,
creative bag? You know, do I go to school? And it's like I want to make my parents proud. I want to make my family proud. I want to make my friends proud. But it's like I can't. At what point do I really put myself first? And
right,
my interest and my work didn't seem like it was that important to compete with
right.
that. So that's why I was
Mm,
able to put myself on the back burner,
yeah,
which some people never hop out of. Well,
right,
some people to this day are living lives that were paved by the people around them, the same
right.
people that are miserable.
Mm. I had a team and it reached up until I had a team and I used to tell them like, yo, we already know what defense looks like. Let's go play some offense, right?
Yeah,
And and what that means is we know what you're doing, we know what that leads to, and you're complaining about it. So now you have to do something different, right?
yeah.
And that's the fear, right? Like you said, right? Because like what you just described was fear of intimacy, right? I think I was like that too to an extent. Nah, I was more nah, I don't know if I had fear of intimacy. Nah, I had a fear. My fear, I guess, would have been like someone's gonna make me tweak out beyond my own repair. So that's
I've
why,
and I've gotten to that point too.
yeah.
And the point of being able to rebuild yourself is like it's crazy. Like, picture those crazy ass puzzles. Picture you're halfway through and someone comes and just fucks it all up, and now you got to start
Yeah.
over. Like, that's what
Yeah.
that feels like.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, that's a dub. Because it's like, and it'll be the person who's never done it trying to fuck up the puzzle. And
Right.
that's really what I'm like, wait, hold on. And that's a lot of times where, you need to be nicer. You need to be, I'm like, nah, bro. It's like, you don't understand the work that's being put in. So you're just going to assume that there was no work being put in or the work was like minimal.
Right.
And it's like, no, you didn't get there yet. Right. And then now you got people 3-4 years later. Okay, I get it now. I'm like, yeah, well, while you was being closed-minded, I am now 4 years, right, exponentially from where you are now from. Now,
Yeah.
where you at right now? So it's like you kind of, you feel me, out of whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, maybe it was fear, maybe you just wasn't trying to hear nobody. It's like, it's cool now, but understand, and that's the narcissism. It's like, oh, well, you're my day one. So it's like, no, you can
Yeah.
still be my day one, but I don't have to talk to you every day. I don't even have to see you every day. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I suffer from that too because I didn't want to get to that level because I didn't want to leave anyone behind. Like, I really just wanted to take everyone with me, but I
Mm-hmm.
understood before even putting in the work, okay, people are not going to be with this.
Wait, hold on,
A
fam.
lot of the shit that I was going through in the
Run it back,
past,
run it back. It phased out.
a
Run it
lot of
back.
a lot of
I'm
the shit that I was going through in the past, and like a lot of the ways that I hurt people made me want to stick around to hurt people as well. You feel me? It's because like I understood the effect that I had on people, so I wanted to be there for the hurt individual. So it's like I didn't really look at progression as such an important thing because I wanted to keep everyone with me. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to
yeah.
surpass nobody because I looked at it as like, I'm not better than you. But then I
Mm-hmm.
realized it's like it's not about being better than anyone. It's about wanting to put in the work to become a better individual for yourself.
And you know me, I'm super collaborative, right? Anybody that's talks to me every day, I always got something. Yeah, my mans, yeah, my sis, yeah, my brother, yeah, my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I had super that, right?
Yeah,
My naive ass. It's like, yeah, why? Yeah, everybody wants to put in this work. Everybody want to be great. Nah, no facts. Not everybody wants to be great. Some people like to just stay on defense the whole time because they don't have, they put in minimal effort. You know what I'm saying? It's not too much pain. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's
right,
really gonna say nothing because there's a whole bunch of unspoken bullshit going on. You know what
right.
I'm saying? So then now, right? So then now we talking about let's go get some layups, and everybody's like, layups? We do foot fires over here.
Yeah,
We don't do layups. I'm like, so you just never gonna try to go get a bucket? Nah, I don't have to. I'll just play defense the whole time. Yep. That's what we've been doing. Yep. That's what we
yeah,
do. I'm just like, I'm like, bro, first of all, look, I like offense. I like getting buckets. You know what I'm saying? I like being in front of the camera. I like talking my ish. But if I like talking my ish, that means I have to keep getting buckets.
and
Period.
it's not even like they're playing defense, but they're getting 50 dropped on them.
Bro. Or wait,
So it's like
not even playing.
you're just a revolving door. Pause.
Yeah, and they're not even playing. Like it's not
Yeah,
even like at least like just not even in the game. They're
right.
just watching. And I'm just like, yo, but why are you but then booing?
That's
then
the
tell
thing. Is like it gets so difficult to like
most can't
people.
even defend.
It's easy to spectate a game where you know the ins and outs of the game, and it's easy to spectate, bro. And it's like even going back to prioritizing at 18, right? Partying and chilling wasn't living life, and that's what we thought the league was.
Yo,
That's not the
oh my
league.
god.
Like getting in there, popping bottles, hopping on Instagram, having the time of our life. That wasn't the league, but that's what the programming told us that we should be to live a fulfilling life. That eventually your life you're gonna grow up to be miserable. So you want to make sure that right now you're living your life as a youth. And it's like I took a step back and I'm like, that's why I was like really antisocial in those settings because I just really wasn't happy. It wasn't fulfilling to me. Like I would have rather been by myself and not even on no depressing shit. It's just that the energy didn't match me. And I was trying to live a life that people told me I should live. And it's like, are you guys really having fun?
Hey,
Is
remember
this the
that
league?
year? Bro, remember that year I was like, bro, you have people every caption living my best life. I'm like, I know y'all in real life, y'all having the worst life possible. Like y'all are literally having the worst life
Yeah.
possible. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And let's talk about now. I keep going back to unspoken, but some of these unspoken rules are also unspoken rules you got with yourself, right?
Yeah.
So the unspoken conversation I had to have myself, I was like, yo, bro, why do I drink so much? And then it dawned on me, oh, because I'm actually vibrating whatever higher. But for me to be around the people who I thought I couldn't leave, I had to now drink and be stupid
Right. And
for me to just be around,
that was
right?
the
So literally depressing myself so I can match the depressive frequency that I'm around right now.
yeah, that was the consequences. Like it was a cancer, so a lot of things that we used to live life and enjoy life later on became a dependency. Is because like we're all just trying to live a good life. Everyone's always just trying to have fun. So when the fun stops, how the fuck do we continue this feeling? Like what do we do? When people start going away, when people start figuring shit out, it's like, but then you're just left with yourself. You feel me?
Pleasure prevents happiness. I wouldn't say pleasure. I would say addiction to pleasure, probably.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people's addicted to pleasure and just, instant gratification. I'm like, yeah, that's what's kicking your ass, and that's why you're miserable. Because when you're constantly seeking pleasure and instant gratification, you can't appreciate things. So if you can appreciate things, that means you don't appreciate life. And if you don't appreciate life, then you're miserable because you're just like, why am I here? It's like, yeah, bro, like relax, chill
Yeah.
out, sit down, go talk to your mom,
Yeah,
go look at a squirrel or something outside. Like, just
there
realize that that's another being that we sharing a planet with.
that's
Oh,
literally
whoa, you too woke, I'm like, bro, it's not about that. It's about having opportunities for gratitude. You don't allow if you're constantly consuming. I gotta eat this. I gotta have sex with this. I gotta drink this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I
yeah.
gotta go here. You never stop and have pockets of gratitude, right? The only time you have the pocket of gratitude is when somebody passes away. Why does it have to be that extreme?
Or something drastic
Something
happens.
super drastic. I'm like, bro, if you're only, this is how you know you're depressed or miserable. If the only time you out here grateful for life is when something very bad happens, that means you are miserable.
Right.
That's what that means. Because you can't see the joy in life just on a day-to-day basis.
And
You feel
that's
what
the
I'm
exact
saying?
opposite of we were talking about how pain is supposed to
Nah,
fuel
yeah.
us. That's the exact opposite way that we're talking about it. Like pain is supposed to fuel us and it's supposed to be our motivator, but we're not supposed to look at it for the only reason to get the fuck up off our ass. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's like
Yes.
that's life accountability. That's not just like accountability in relationships. Like that's life accountability. To look at
Mm-hmm.
someone live for pleasure only and not to be able to see some of the regular things in life. Like you said, go look at us girls, go look at the ducks in the water. Like have some kind of existence. Dare to exist to some extent. You know what I mean? It's like if you have a bunch of bots running around, I don't know why a lot of people be emotionless too.
But really, it be emotional. That's the funny
But
part.
exactly, they
It's
claim,
it's hilarious, bro.
yeah,
It's like a whole being emotionally unavailable because your emotions are so out of whack that you just choose to just shut them all off.
and let's talk about how alcohol and food destroys the nervous system as well.
Yeah, wait, whoa, wait, we too woke. We fake woke right now.
Oh,
That's what everybody likes saying on Twitter now. We fake woke because you would want to just put better things in your body. Oh, if I put better things in my body performs better. Yeah, I mean that's pretty logical. I would think that that makes sense. I don't think you have to be woke for that. But
bro,
hey,
alcohol is the only drug that you have to justify not doing. You ever notice like you go out like if you don't
yep.
have a drink, that's the only thing. Like if you don't smoke, people are cool, you don't smoke. But to turn down a drink in a public setting, like that's when you actually have to justify it. That's how normalized that shit is. And they don't know how that shit affects you spiritually, physically, and this is a common thing that people do.
Mhm.
It's like I know people that drink more alcohol than they drink water, and just because they're not dying from disease, they think is okay. But then but emotions be fucked up though.
Look what Charlie said. If you want to not kill yourself, you're boring and annoying. Fact.
Yeah,
Fact. Yo, I don't want to sit here and just, I don't know, destroy my brain, live out your 20s, right? Live out your 20s by destroying your body.
yeah.
What?
Dude, when
Bro.
I started my vegan lifestyle at 21, and a part of the reason why I didn't want to do it was because I didn't want to deal with all the shit that people was going to put on me. But when I
Mhm.
finally made the decision, I was like, you know what, fuck it, and I realized how many people did not give a fuck about my well being. Like, my existence to them meant if you're not gonna do what I do, then fuck you. So it's like
Yeah.
me making better decisions for my health made people feel some kind of way. It's like
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm not saying that like, but people were really annoyed. So like, if let's say I didn't drink with somebody, like, oh bro, but like, you know, we only chill every once in a while. Like this is, and it's like, well, we can connect on a different way. Like we don't have to be both under the influence for us to connect on a certain
They
level.
can't.
Right. Right. Their connections aren't based like that at
Nope.
all. You
Nope.
know what I mean? Like I know people that can't go run errands without smoking. I know people that can't drive without smoking. I know
Whoa,
people that
whoa,
can't sleep
whoa.
without smoking.
Hold on. Cause Katie and Charlie know I hate this, right? Cause if you need to smoke to perform a natural body function, you are a crackhead.
Right.
Simple. There is
The
no I
concepts
can
are the
stop when
same.
I want, but never stop. Oh,
Yeah.
bro, if I don't smoke, I won't get hungry. What, bro? Your body naturally feels hunger.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. Like, bro, it's like, yo, bro, I had a group of friends, bro, lost in the sauce. Swear they wasn't the most lit niggas in the world, right? But we would try to make plans with them. Yo, bro, I gotta go roll up. I'm like, bro, we're going to go play basketball. Why are you rolling up? For what,
Yeah.
bro? Come hoop.
And it's like, even for key information, like when people want to focus, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go smoke and watch this shit. I'm like, but it's not meant for you to smoke. You feel me? Like, oh, this album just dropped. I'm gonna go smoke. I'm like, bro, it's not meant for that though. Like, you gotta really listen. So it's like, if you're smoking to enhance the basic like 5 functions of your life, or drink or whatever, like I know people, and I suffer from this a lot, where I couldn't really ease up unless I had a little drink in me, where I couldn't, because I'm a little bit more reserved and quiet. So like there was a time where I couldn't be comfortable with myself unless I drank a little bit first. You feel me? So like I couldn't be in spot sober. I was like, yo, we got to pregame some. You know what I mean? But I started to realize how it was affecting my everyday functions. Smoking too.
Coffee to wake you up, then smoke to sleep. I'm like, bro, you forgot how to wake up and fall asleep. Fact.
And then you add a number 4 with a large coat on it as well. And just because you're not overweight or because your skin is clear, you think everything's Gucci. And I'm like, you know, it really does affect with your emotions and your spirit and everything. And that's the first thing I noticed. Like, if it's hard to not alter your mind, you're in trouble. You're in some kind of trouble.
Chill, bro. Like, yo,
Yeah,
why can't I just
we're just
roll up
trying to
in
live life.
peace?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
bro, I'm trying to
exactly.
live my best life. It's like, bro, you're running away from life.
Yeah,
Like you're running away from life so much that you don't even actually you can't even fathom that you're actually psychotic. Like
yeah,
you're fully insane. You're in that. You're like, but because they're trying to make they now created an insane asylum. You see the white coach, you're just like, oh yeah, this is good because everybody's like me. Like, no, that doesn't
right.
change the fact that you're still in an asylum,
Right. Yeah.
bro.
At
It
some
doesn't.
point, you have to realize that you have to do the work for yourself. The substances are not going to be able to be there for you all the time. So, like, you can't always rely on that as a form of communication because that says more about you. At what point are you willing to have a normal conversation? Like, it was getting difficult at one point to have normal conversations, to go out and not want to drown myself around the other people who are also drowning. I'm like, that shit is crazy because, like, you ever seen the example where, like, if you put one fresh piece of food next to a piece of food that has mold, eventually the fresh piece of food is going to have mold, even if it didn't sit out for a while. And that's exactly what was going on. We was all fucking drowning and then suffocating in smoke too.
Bro,
But these are friends though. These are friends though. These are the people that love you apparently. You know what I mean?
yeah. Send a Harvard study and I will believe it. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Right. Yeah, now that's a whole different Charlie said send a Harvard, like, it's so funny how, right? And I'm not really gonna go into the pro black thing, but it's just so funny how you'll rather believe some people that you don't know who they are because a study was done instead of you just thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
People need that validation, and people don't understand that, like, writers be stupid too. Writers be writing a whole bunch of bullshit. I don't, but other writers do.
You feel what I'm saying? And we talked about it last time. I'm like, even people be tweeting a whole bunch of bullshit. We know them personally. They be tweeting bullshit.
And,
Like,
and
we
and
got
you
the tape
believe
on
it.
them.
And then there's people that believe because something has a lot of retweets or because someone's popular that it's the truth. And I think that's really the issue, is like the influencer culture is really influencing people to not think at all. It's
None.
influencing people to look and believe. But it's been that way, I feel like. It's kind of been
Yeah,
that way.
he said 90% of writers just write whatever is sad or trending. Yeah, because we're in a insane asylum that's depressed. So if you can find something that match those two, it's just gonna go do numbers. And I'm just
Right.
like, so what do we so now, right? And let me tell you about how narcissistic and selfish people are. So so most people would like kids or whatever, or see some type of future for other people's kids. Maybe you want to be someone's auntie or uncle, right? So you don't give a F about what you leave to them.
Exactly.
The main reason why, well, first of all, I can't not be myself, but the main reason why I'm myself so loudly and I put it out so much is that, like we said yesterday, our great grandkids will be like, yo, my great granddad was on this type of time. Yes,
And
yes,
yeah, and I want my great
yes.
grandkids to link with my great grandkids and to keep the legacy going. And that's what a friendship is. Like
Hello,
that,
it's
that,
not,
that
yo, it's so
it's
funny.
deeper than the surface shit. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Like,
bro,
we're trying to
bro. Let me
change
tell you.
200 years from now. We're not worried about now. We're thinking ahead. Because look at the program we had to endure, right? Imagine if you had some kind of text or some body of work that was left for you to help you understand this from an earlier age. We don't leave shit behind but stupid ass pictures and dumb ass concepts. Like, where does the work prove it? Oh, you know what I mean? Like, you could go ahead and do this, do that, but on the side, you got to leave behind something to these generations. Something, bro.
Look, Mason, right? Mason is 7. Do you know? I told my mom when he was born. I said, "Mommy, he's gonna separate from his peers very fast
Yeah,
because he's gonna realize that they're not Ed. That his peers are not gonna be Ed. It's the fact that they're not having those conversations that we know that he just think this is normal, right? Someone, what did he do yesterday, Mommy? A question on his sheet said, "Where do you live?" He said, "My house." Now someone like, "Oh, you being a smartass." He told my mom, "Yeah, they not supposed to know where I live." He's 7 years old, already thinking that long term. Yo, they might look at this and come to my house and do whatever. He's already thinking like that because we're telling him, no, think logically.
yeah,
I'm not about to sit here and pacify you. He'll feel some type of way. I mean, before I was on the live, I'll tell him I don't play that. Bro, we all don't play that.
yeah,
It's like we're not about to sit here, especially if we know now. We know what's beneficial. There's a lot of things that we change. We know now. So now he's already grown up in it. So now I can only imagine what our kids is. And a sidebar, me, it's so funny because in that same group of people that needed to smoke to literally go use the bathroom to take a shit, they need to go smoke to take a shit. We separated from them and we said, "Yo, bro, we're gonna create a community, right?"
yeah.
And whoever's with us, we with it. Whoever's making sense, whoever, and look what's happening. That's exactly what's happening because we already knew, bro. Like this is we're talking about something, bro. It's like 400, 500 years in the future. You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like we not even. It's like we enduring this now. So our great grandkids don't. They like, nah. My great grandfather get buckets. You feel me? Because it's nothing like you going to your family tree and then you realize that your ancestors was really outside getting right.
Right, and we got to do it for our ancestors, because I guess a lot of our ancestors we could say we're getting buckets, but we got to do it for the ones that wasn't getting buckets either, because
Facts.
the blueprint,
They messing up the average.
the shit that we had to endure, and figure out on our own. I mean, look, as far as friendships and relationships go, I know this might be extreme, but I'd be looking at people and thinking like, 300 years from now, can my ancestors be cool with yours? Like, that's the way I really think about shit. Is because like, if it's not rooted in purpose, it's surface shit. So it's like there's really no need for it, because there's a deeper is okay. I'll give you an example. So when we learn history, we learned it all distorted, a distorted version of it, right? And I was thinking to myself, had someone even left like some kind of journal for me to read, I'd be able to understand or at least view a different concept or a different way of history being written. But I didn't have nothing, so I had to trust the history books because there was no body of work or nothing left for me to be able to use a different opinion. And this is why we leave bodies of work. This is why we leave videos. This is why we leave writing pieces. This is why we write journal shit. And so other generations growing up, we could kill that. It ends with us. And that's
Yeah.
why it's a big responsibility and it weighs a lot on us, because we know it's left on us. It's a difficult responsibility.
To be honest, what is the point of smoking? It depends. Some people use it medically. Some people use it's escapism. But yeah, nah, but facts. I told you the reason why I got a journal. I told my big bro at the time, I was 17. I was like, yeah, when I doubt he needs something to put in the museum. I had that confidence at 17 years old. I had no idea what the hell was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I know, cause I seen Anne Frank. I seen, yo, every time somebody was elite, it's like, yeah, he left a journal. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. I want to be great. I want to be, feel me? So I gotta leave a journal. Gangster, straight up. That's how I looked at it. And it's so funny, right? Because in 2014, right? 2014, you know what my, I think, sixth entry was? People think, now I'm 17, people think social media is the problem, but really it's like, it's the lack of them knowing themselves. I was saying that at 17 years old. What am I tweeting about now? The same thing.
But
The same thing.
imagine 200 years from now, one of your descendants reading that at 11 years old. So it's like now they don't really have to, they have a different mindset where they can go into it knowing that, yo, my great-great-great-grandfather was getting buckets and he set me up for this. You know? Like that's a wild thing. I don't think people think that deep or that far ahead, which is, it confuses me. It confuses me to a certain degree, but it's like, what legacy are you leaving?
None.
Because at the end of the day, we end up in a cemetery, bro, with a stone.
Stop.
At the end of the day, that's really where we end up, bro. I pass the cemetery every day, bro. I walk past the shit. All I see is that's all I see, bro. So it's like, if I'm gonna end up like that, I gotta leave something behind, bro. I'm not
and you know,
be a fucking microorganism in the dirt deteriorating with nothing else going on after that.
And you know
it's
what's
like
funny about that?
having your money work for you. It's kind of the same concept.
Yes. And the funny thing about that, and that's a big misconception between. No, we talk about relationships a lot, but just briefly, as men, that's how we're wired, right? So, right, any women is like, if you can understand a man's vision and understand that he wants to leave a legacy, and you add to that, you're getting whatever you want.
Right.
Period. Right? So it's all about what can he give me? It's like, well, how do you help him or help her get what they want? You're getting what you want regardless. You feel what I'm saying? So now I'm thinking about my kids, great grandkids that are not even here, and they're gonna be 10 times successful as I am. I'm giving them what they need to give me what I want later. It's the same thing. Everybody's always me. Selfish. Is like, that's what's kicking your ass.
Yeah. And that's why nothing really manifests in your life either. It's because you're so focused on yourself, right? So, like, for me personally, to manifest any kind of wealth, it's to change the lives of the people around me. It's not for me to be able to flaunt this and flaunt that, or to be able to live a more fun life. Fuck all that, you know? I'm trying to make sure they're okay. And wealth alone is not enough. We got to spread the knowledge, because we didn't go through all this shit to hold on to information. What would that mean if we just went through everything and just held on to it without spread? This is why we're on lives, bro, because otherwise we could be on FaceTime right now. We could be on FaceTime right now chopping it up. Like, I put my price. I don't even like FaceTime. I don't even like IG Live. But I've been putting that shit aside because it's like, we got to leave behind something.
That's the only reason why I tweet, bro. So 10 years from now, in 2020, oh, he been like this. Yes! We all been like this. This is nothing new, right? But what people are seeing now is the cone work. They're like, he not dropping 40. I'm like, but you don't understand that Kyrie had to do those cone work before he went to go drop 50 on everybody. Right. That's what you don't understand, right? So right now, we're working on so much stuff, and it's a blessing to have 15, 20, 30 people watching us do our cone work, right? So we can just be better to give them or their kids or their great grandkids and leave something for them too, to collab with my grandkids, like that. It's like, yo, it's so many people just like, yeah, but what is he doing for me right now? Because you don't have appreciation for life, you can't even understand what they're doing. They're out here having a triple-double for you, but you can't figure it out because they ain't dunked once.
Yeah.
So my triple-double not valid if I don't dunk?
I think a lot of people are under the impression that they are a part of the world and not that the world kind of flows through them. So a lot of people just separate themselves, and it's egotistical on its own to think that you were born into this world strictly for your own benefit. and that only you're
but want a
positive is
family,
right.
but want a husband, but want a wife. I'm like, you serious right now, bro?
Like this is a contribution. This is the collaborative effort. This is a contribution. Like you're not born to just fulfill your own needs. You're not part of this universal structure for you to just be indulged into your own needs.
Yeah, the human experience, absolutely, right? And they think the human experience is constantly chasing pleasure. I'm pleasuring. I got to keep pleasuring myself. I'm like, yeah, well, that rabbit hole never ends.
And
There's no end to that.
people pleasure themselves into pain. That's the crazy
Yeah,
thing is like you pleasure yourself so much and become such a pleasure addict that like everything is miserable after that.
pleasure addict. I like that one. Yeah, there's a lot of pleasure
Everything is
addicts, right?
miserable after that, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm. And
it,
then, whoa, let's talk. Whoa, hold, time out. Let's talk facts. So now you're a pleasure addict, right? But because you can't even appreciate that pleasure. So what do you keep doing? You keep trying to find more pleasure on
yeah,
top of it, on top of it, on top of it. And it's like, that's another way that it doesn't stop. Now you doing a whole bunch of shit you should never been doing
yeah.
because you just can't appreciate what's going on right in front of you, right? But always preach. But these are the first two to preach, yo, be humble. Look in the mirror, bro. Look in the mirror, bro. Because now let's talk about the other side of self-worth too. You constantly want pleasure because you have low self-worth. You think if I add this pleasure, I'm gonna feel better about myself.
Yeah. But
No, it don't work like that, bro.
That,
It don't work that way, bro.
that
And
don't,
so many people's like, yo, if I get this Birkin, I'm gonna be valid. If I go here, I'm gonna be valid. If I drink this, I'm gonna be valid. Now you flaunting a whole bunch of stuff that's gonna change next summer.
it's crazy that people will dedicate more to dopamine than purpose. Like that's
Yo, and not even understand. Like my whole thing is like, if you're addicted to dopamine, just know you're doing that.
yeah, because that's the first step,
Bro,
right? Is admitting it.
bro. At that point, that's all I can ask. I'm like, oh, okay, so you know, and you're choosing not to fix. All right, so I know how you are. I'm gonna be over here, love you still, but I'm gonna be over here because I can't, like you said, I can't be around moldy stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not moldy. I can't be around moldy stuff. So it's just like, yo, you and if you really love me, you'll understand, right? Because we and another thing too, right? And that's where hate comes from. Because some people are envious or hateful because they know they're the mold, but they want to, no, I'm not, no, I'm not. So now they're wishing that you be moldy so they could be like, see, I told you I wasn't moldy. It's like, no, dickhead, now we're both moldy.
yeah. And now all of us are gonna be moldy. Now we're
Now
all
all of us
spoiled.
gonna be moldy.
Mm-hmm.
Especially have influence like me and you. Bro, at any given time, we're influencing 100 people at a time. At any given time.
That's great. And bro, the concept is crazy because like you could have the freshest, most ripe fruit ever, but if you pair it with something rotting, it's gonna rot too, bro.
It's not being a programmer. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. You can't be a bot. And it's like, yo, and because we know what a bot is, bro. We know what that is. Like, we know, just look. Just look.
Right. And I feel like when I was 18 years old, I would tell myself this because the seeds were being planted, right? But I was that one fruit that wanted to flourish, but I was around the other ones that was trying to deteriorate me. And it's like, what conscious steps am I going to take to be a better person? And now it's like, oh, now Florian's a weirdo. Oh, you don't chill no more, bro? Like you on that positive shit? Like, yeah, you on that negative shit. Like, fuck you mean?
Facts.
The only reason you're telling me I'm on positive shit is because you on negative shit. So shut up.
Yeah, like that's the issue. And it's like, right. So now being positive, right? Being positive, being real. Like, that's what I said. Being positive, being real, being authentic is now put on the pedestal. So what does that say about everything else?
Yeah.
And then now, not only that, okay, maybe that's too deep for you. Okay, cool. But you're being like everybody else. So how could you be real, authentic, or positive?
And I'm not, and I think people are sometimes under the impression that you're doing it to use it as a persona, right?
Right.
But it's like, but you live so deep in a persona, you wear so many masks that how are you gonna try to fault someone for trying to be a different person? You know? It's like you have spent your whole life with a mask on, but then the second someone changes, you're like, yo, that looks like a mask, bro. And we see that shit all the time.
Wait. Wear a mask, but everybody else, the ones that we all wear. What? Like,
Yeah.
yo, you feel what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, no. You can wear a mask, but just wear our mask. Bro,
Yeah,
your mask is trash, bro.
yeah,
Your mask is garbage. It's at Party City.
yeah.
It's dookie. That regular freaking what's the? It's like a screen mask that just the dookie one that costs like $7 in Walmart in the back somewhere. Like you gotta ask, yo, bro, you got more screen masks, bro? It's Halloween, bro.
The
Like you
shit
feel
don't
me?
even
And
the
they go
shit
get the
don't
one
even come
crumpled
with the
up.
plastic knife. The shit don't even come with the plastic knife either, bro.
It don't. It's like, yo, bro, this is what we got. We give you a discount. Like, all right, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's really what people want us to do. It's like, bro, like, so now you mad at you, not mad, but like you trying to like ostracize us because we don't want the crumply mask that you need a discount to go buy because it's dookie.
Yeah,
It got dust on it. It's doo-doo. It got somebody's footprint on it. You feel what I'm saying? Like somebody stepped on it. It's like, damn, bro, this is the last one. Like, nah, bro, that's not the vibe. Because life is so beautiful and that's not necessary.
yeah,
It'd be different if that's all I could get, but it's like, no, bro. Like, first of all, I don't need this mask in the first damn place. But if I am gonna get a mask, I'm gonna cop some heat.
yeah.
Cop some heat. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, but at the end of the day, like, you still gonna get exposed because you're wearing a mask, and that's what these people do, right? The persona, they cop the better mask, but it's like, but people like us, like, but you still got a mask on.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you mad because we went like this? It's like, well, we seen that you was behind there in the first place, so I'm just letting you know that, okay, that's me telling you, yeah, I see you. I've
Yeah.
been seeing, was like, yeah, I'm just letting you know that I see you now. Like, let me cop, let me go cop a persona.
You could do that easily if you want.
Yeah, go on Twitter,
You
go
could be
Instagram.
you could be whoever you want. You just gotta wake up and then just go through the persona list and then just apply whichever one you want to be.
Yo, you know, one day we should collab on a persona list and just violate.
Right.
Be like, oh my god. Wait, now I want to hear what they said. Like, y'all ever seen a smart kid in a class dumb himself down so he doesn't get picked on? Me, bro. I was smarter than pretty much everybody in the class, but I opted to be the class clown
Right.
because it served both of my personalities. Like, I'm very introverted. I'm ambiverted. Like, I could be super introverted. Like, it'd be times where like I'd be seeing my mom for like 15 minutes at a time and she's in the crib. It's just I'm in my room being an introvert and as extrovert. So it's like I remember there's times where I was in classes and I'm making jokes, with test day, and everybody get their test back, and I got the highest in the class. I'm like, yeah, because this shit is like, you feel me? I just didn't want, because I'm always raising my hand because I'm already with the professor. I think KP was with me when we did AI with Mr. Siami.
That's
That's another class where I just chilled out because I was answering too many sci-fi, bro. We
that's
was talking
great.
about Star Wars, all this stuff. I'm like, bro, that's my dad's that's my dad. That's what I grew up on, so I knew all that already.
That's
But
crazy
yeah,
because like I was the class clown, but I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I was dumb as shit, bro. Like from K through like junior year, like I ain't really understand nothing, bro. They had me feeling dumb as hell, bro. I ain't raised my hand, nothing, bro. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about, bro?
nah, I raised my hand
My
because
interaction was being a clown, bro.
look,
Because
KP, no. Mrs. Siami wasn't a dick though. He was just on a different, you know, he was at that table. That table's still lit, for me. And you always say Michael Fields, because that's what they say when I like scored. And he used to say that in class. So that's another reason why I couldn't raise my hand, because he low key put me on a pedestal too. But yeah, nah, I used to have it all the time. They used to have a class clown because I was already misunderstood, so might as well make them laugh. Ooh, that's gangster. That's deep. That's deep. Because
yeah,
I know a lot of people that's deep. Because I know a lot of people that really did that, or try to be a class clown, or like what Fern say, like try to be a class clown to try to like maneuver between. Yeah, I don't really know what's
yeah.
going on. Yeah, I went through a lot of that in middle school. Yeah. Do you think dumb do you think you dumb as a way to better look at people? I don't know. Retype that, uh Gio. I don't know what do you think you dumb as a way to better look at people? Nah, I don't know what you mean by that. Maybe a word is missing. Um but yeah, nah, I mean, if I'm gonna assume that you mean, yeah, I would dumb myself down so everybody else feels comfortable and they don't feel like, because what happens is when you're really, really like intelligent and people are not as intelligent, they envy you, right? So instead of me showing my intelligence all the time, and like basically like taking away from their learning, I would just either make it seem like I wasn't intelligent or not say nothing so they can learn. Like that would happen to me a lot too. Just again, looking out for others.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Dimming my light for others. You feel what I'm saying? Because everybody don't want to be the person always raising their hand. Because that would have been me every time. Because I'm gonna say an answer. If I'm right or wrong, we'll figure it out. But I'm gonna say an answer. What y'all think? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Oh, that's a fact. And ClassCon always held everyone else back because they distract them. And that one
That's
time,
cap.
but one time I got in trouble for that because I'm always trying to like, I guess finesse my way, right? So I told my mommy, I got in trouble for distracting the class, my science teacher, and I go, but mommy, my grades is good, but it's like, yeah, but you know, you're distracting other people. So I'm like, bro,
You're in prison, bro.
like,
You're in prison.
yeah, I'm just
You
like,
gotta
bro. So
obey everything. Everything.
I gotta and already programming myself, yo, bro, wait for everybody else. So I'm like, so how do I skip stuff
Silence yourself. That's how they silence you, bro.
every time? That's a fact. Yeah. You put a persona on to avoid the jealousy and judgment of ego. Fact. Yeah, definitely did that a lot.
Definitely did that too.
Yeah, and teachers. Oh yeah, because I was usually better with my words than teachers, so they thought I was being a smart ass. Because that's what happened. I made my teacher cry one time. Well, no, everybody was cutting her ass, and then I just said something that was really true, but it just so happened that I was the last person to say something, and she started crying. And I'm like, yo.
Now
Now, mind you,
you
I'm not
waited
saying
for
that
that
I'm the
moment.
whole.
You
Huh?
waited for that last moment for everything to go silent, and then you just added it on top.
But
I know it
look,
was calculated, bro.
bro.
You threw the haymaker. You
Wait,
waited
oh,
it.
super. But hey, but look, but this is how I got away with it, right? Because I'm sitting here, I told my mom, I said, Mommy, did I disrespect her? No. I said, Daddy, did I disrespect her? No. You told me not to disrespect no adults. So then they go me, yeah, there's just certain things you can't say, the unspoken things. I'm like, well, why can't I say it if I ain't lying?
Yeah.
And my mom is just like, I'm just like, I'm like, bro, like, and it's funny because, and then everybody finessed her. And then look. So when we went to parent teacher conference the next time, I told my mom, I said, Mommy, I ain't do nothing. She go, oh, we gonna see. You know what she did? She brought up things that she told her the last time that I got to talk to. I was like, Mommy, you see what's going on. I don't gotta say nothing. I was like, what's good with right now? Ask her what I was doing right now. Crickets. I'm like, because people don't know how to move. She thought I was, oh, he played basketball, disrupted, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And it's like, no.
She
You
just
think I can't do what you pride yourself on? I think you're mid. Like, I'm not trying to do what you're doing. And shout out to everybody you found, but she didn't have the right intention because you know which teachers are teaching for the right intention
yeah.
because those are teachers who change your life. I know every teacher that's changed my life, and the reason why, because they really had the intention to teach the youth.
And
right?
we all have one. We all have that one teacher that like we could be on our deathbed, we remember them. You feel me? We
What
all
was
have
that
that.
teacher?
They change
Yeah,
everything. They change the way you view things, the way you believe in yourself, everything.
bro. Mr. Pujak, Jesus in Film. Mr. Brian. He's the one who told me to be more impeccable. He basically told me to be more impeccable with my word. Who else? That's about it. And they're usually always English teachers. They're usually always English teachers. I don't know why that is. Did I have a gym teacher? Nah, no. Oh, my health teacher. She knew what I was. I was just so more advanced than everybody else. But she let me rock. She let me rock. And I visit her and she like, yeah. But that type of stuff. Nah, they're always and they're always the teachers that let me rock. Like they realize like, wait, he's not doing this. He's really thinking like this. Like he's not trying to be funny. I'm
Yeah.
just like, why? What like they basically I was trolling. I was like, no, look, Mr. Brian's my son. In facts. And he let me know that, we have to read Dracula. Now I want to put forks in my eyes.
Yeah. Now Dracula was fire.
See, look, first of all, my Dracula, you are a writer. Like you, bro,
Bro.
I'm sitting now Mr. Brian was always emailing my mom and yeah, bro. But Mr. Pujak, he's the first person to tell me what resonance was. I think is Kate still in here? Kate, well, I had that class with her. Yeah, she's still in here. Know about Mr. Pujak, bro. Jesus in Film. He's the one that told me that. He's the one that told me that all movies are based off like Jesus. And I'm just like, oh snap, it is. He goes, that's why everybody loves it because it's the programming. I'm like, I'm like,
I've
yo,
had
this.
teachers, bro. I
I'm like,
didn't
this man is spitting.
I didn't know I didn't know I was talented at writing until my English teacher in high school, like, cause I just would bullshit assignments and she would keep me after class. She'd be like, "Bro, are you dead ass?" And I just would roast some heat, and I didn't know. Long
Yeah.
story short, bro, she hooked me up because I went to a publication school, so she hooked me up with the newspaper. Like long before this writing shit, I was supposed to be a sports writer, bro, but I just couldn't make a
Mm,
living off someone else's name. It didn't feel
that's
right to me,
gangster.
bro. I didn't
That's
like writing.
gangster.
I didn't want to make a life of someone else of writing about someone else's life. That's just corny to me, bro. Even if
Mm,
it's the facts. But bro, good teachers will really change your life. That's why anyone who's really like involved and really wants to make a difference, I would not be writing if it wasn't for my teachers that told me I was tough. Because I had a hard time believing I was tough growing up. When people would tell me shit like, "Yo, you're good at this," I'd be like, "Yeah, you just saying that."
mm,
But then when a teacher makes you believe that shit, bro, because that's their profession,
mm.
that shit is official.
Yeah, my professors too. Because I told you maybe like 2 hours ago. I was like, every time I wrote an essay, the organization may not be the best, but they always said, "Yo, your insight." I'm like, bro, this is 2 colleges, 4 different professors. They always talk about insight. So now it's like, so what do they really mean by insight? Oh, I'm thinking about things that they haven't thought about, and they teach this course.
Yeah.
So I'm like, So now I'm just like, so that means I should talk more. That
Bro,
means
that's
I
the
should talk
same.
about my actual. You know what I'm saying? Like not like 'cause I used to argue about sports because that's how I connected with whoever I was with right now. But I'm like, no, this grown ass person is talking about my insight, and then now asking for my feedback in their classes. I'm like, wait, hold up. So that means I need to now go put this somewhere, right? And shout out Charlie for telling me. He goes, bro, whatever you tell me, put it on Twitter. What these conversations, put them in tweets and tweet them. And it was history after that. And I can't wait when we do the docuseries for me to tell that story again. Said
Yeah.
LeBron's the GOAT. He not. It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now what? Say something. Say something. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah. Yeah.
But isn't that
There's
some
nothing to
shit?
say.
Isn't that some shit though about the insight? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I used to be called wrong for being too creative, for thinking too outside the box, like as if there was some kind of limit.
Right.
It's like, oh, your insight is great, but like, you got to just stay. I'm like, what? What the fuck?
Stay on criteria because they can't grade it now.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, this is so much heat. I can't actually process and put a value on it. Well, that's the problem. You're not supposed to put a value on it like that anyway. And whatever you do is not enough. Whatever you value this because you're not here with me, it's not even respectable.
I used to troll, bro, on my English regions, bro. You have to quote books. I quoted the Bible and Harry Potter.
Gangsta. Our school, they tried to grade our artwork. Yeah, nah, that's the wildest thing
I
to me.
never understood that, bro. Like artists have it rough because it's like it's all perception at the end of the day, and if it means a lot to you, and you put your heart into it, it's like I don't know, like that's just so tough.
Yeah.
I see
And
art that I'm in love with, but then I also see art that I don't fuck with, but I'm able to appreciate what it represents. I'm not going to sit
mhm,
there and call it trash. One, because I can't do it, and two, it's
mhm.
like it's personal to you. I mean, you can grade on the line work and the shading and shit like that, but at one point, are you limiting somebody's creativity?
And you know what's funny? That's probably why I didn't get into art probably early on because I was a very like what is it called? Left brain thinker. Yeah, left brain thinker. So I was very logical. And I'm like, I'm not doing this because I can't wrap my mind around the logical thing, that's going on. So I'm like, so what I really went into was describing other people's art and then now bridging, right?
Yeah,
So I was always cool with everybody because because I would actually do the work to understand each person's language. Like in English, there's several languages in it, right? Even us, right? Even the people in this live, we speak in our own language that people don't understand, but it's still English. So I'm like, okay, cool. So and that goes with the experiences thing. So I was like, so if I can get jiggy with the art people, the dance people, the bowling people, the anime people, then it just makes me where I can be in every room that I feel like,
bro. But
right?
you want to
So,
know why though, bro? Because buckets is a universal language.
woo, fire, fire.
It's a fact.
That's that fire. And it's so funny too because And the best way to explain it, because we use a lot of basketball terminology. I bet people that never played basketball understand what certain things are now,
Mm-hmm.
because now we're relating what they know to what they don't know, but then they're understanding the reference. And that's what all English and language is. And that's why, it gets tricky sometimes. And that's why you can't be arguing everybody, because motherfuckers are sitting here and say red is blue, 4 is 9, and all this other dumb
Because
shit.
that's how they feel.
Yeah, because that's how they feel, and it's retarded. It's like, bro, not my, my bad, but it's dumb as hell, because it's like, I need a reference so we can have some common ground. Like, this is not a leaf, it's a computer.
I don't know. That should look like a leaf to me.
Oh shit, man.
Now, matter of fact, that should look like an apple.
Look like an apple. Yeah, he plotted with that too. But yeah, but each professor had a different perspective and style. And the professors be mid. How about that?
Yeah.
You're mid. You're not about to sit here and grade me and you're mid. That's a dub, bro. Like, I'm just not hearing it.
Could you
I'm like,
imagine?
bro, did you get buckets?
Could you imagine how
What?
many people were discouraged because of the lack of leadership? Like, that's
But wanted to be an authority.
all it takes is just 1 year of someone not fucking with you that's going to throw your whole creativity off. Now you're revolving your creativity over someone who doesn't even want to see you succeed, or doesn't even want. There's a mold, like there's a guideline or criteria. I'm like, bro, how does any artistic person get graded? I never understood that. It's more for the consumers. Like, if you want to pay for this, then pay for it. There's if you find value in it, then find value in it. Shit.
No, that's a fact. But facts, we are mid reapers for life. Yo, I really need to hang around older people like y'all and everybody in here, because that's why parents are important. Exactly, bro. And even with that, because sometimes you could be too open, where now your kids they don't have any like perception of just like grounding, right? So you could be too open, right? And they had this in Legend of Korra. There's no discipline to actually there's nothing for them to fall back on. They're just in the clouds because you're worried about being so open. So as a parent, you got to understand it's always going to come back to balance, right? Like, yeah, I'm super open, but certain things is just not going to fly, because I'm like, that's stupid. It's dumb. Like, because I'm going to ask first. It's like, you say something like, okay, cool, explain it. If you can explain, I'm like, okay, so before you speak, think about it first, because that's what's going to happen. Well, why they have to explain it? It's not about why they have to explain it. They're going to get asked to do so. And
Yeah.
then someone now is going to make an assumption, judgment, whatever upon that, regardless. It's like, yeah, you can, like, we don't live in a vacuum, bro. People judge. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be able to maneuver between people who judge and don't judge. Why not know how to do both?
Right.
Isn't it easier to just be a Swiss, not easier, but like, wouldn't it be more effective to just be a Swiss Army knife?
Right. He said, I just want to read this. He said, yo, I really need to hang around older people like y'all and everybody in here, because really my whole base of acquaintances is so blind compared to y'all. And this is the beautiful thing, is like, you have the opportunity to plant seeds in your friend group by being the one that's, doing the work and then creating the accountability amongst them. Now, you have the option, if they're not receptive to the information that you're coming back with, or if they're not receptive to the logic, that's when you know to separate yourself. But as you never want to compromise yourself, because at the end of the day, as long as you're being authentic to yourself, you are always going to find a group of people that are like-minded as you. Always. It don't matter how long it takes, but most importantly, you want to surround yourself around people that are really going to bring out the true potential in you.
And send them to live.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, if they go on the live for 10 minutes, they get their head melted, you're now going to have better credit in their book. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact, she not in here now. She sent it to her cousins, her friends. They pulled up and say, yo, y'all need to save this live. But because she's such a genuine person and leading them now to good stuff, now their relationship is now better. It gets strengthened now, because now it's like, oh, she showed love by putting me onto something that I may need, or for the strength of trust with us.
Sending someone our lives is you showing them you love them. Because we're
That's a
doing
fact.
this because we love you.
That's a fact. Like, that's no cap in the rap, like, at all. Like, for bro. And it's funny too, because like, we'll sit here, we add, like, not really at depth, because we want to freestyle and be as creative as possible, but we really we really make sure like this goes, and this is like we're constantly building on it and getting better and stuff like that. Like, is love in it? That's why we get love in return. And it's so funny how we get hearts, right? When we see on the live, we get hearts, and it's like, but realistically, that's a representation of what's actually going on right now, the love. Um, but yeah,
Absolutely.
no cap in the rap, no cap in the rap. Yeah, if you sending people and then keep doing it if you feel like it too. You know what I'm saying? Just like what we said before, if someone is like, yo, so and so's been telling me to get on a live, I got on it, my head got melted. You know what I'm saying? Like in a good way, because we're gonna sit here and poke holes, but we're also gonna say, okay, but this is how you patch it up. This is how you fix it. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing that everybody needs to learn how to do, and stuff like that. But yeah, you know what's going on, man. Link in Ferns' bio. Definitely tap in, especially Day. I would start there and read all of his articles and get what you need out of it. Um, I would start there. Send it to your friends. Send it to your mom.
Well,
I'm pretty sure your mom.
there's such a diverse body of writing that you'll at least find one thing that you're dealing with in life, and you can go and read something. It's like the glossary of that website is great. Like you can literally find any mood, anything you're going through, and you can click some that took me about a month to really come up with. So
With love
you say, y'all
and
show
straight from the
people
heart.
what it's like to leave Earth, but then ground yourself to healthy reality at the same time.
Balance. That's all it is, bro.
I tweeted the other day. I was like, I don't write articles. I write inner conversations.
Fact. 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 That is a fact. It's 100% fact. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny too, right? Because, and I speak inner conversations just out loud. So how I talk to everybody else is how I talk to myself. That's why I'm Gucci with it. That's why this intensity doesn't bother me, because I'm used to this.
Right.
And people don't understand. I think I'm talking at people. I'm like, no, I'm just talking, and whoever listens and whoever snags onto, boom, gotcha. You know what I'm saying? It's a very just loving way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if people look, dude came into the live. We never seen him before, right? Because I'm patient to that. Never seen him before. Came in here for like 30 minutes. Got what he needed to get. Now, why you ain't stay on? Nah, he got what he needed to get. He probably gonna be here next time. That's the unconditional love, and that's not necessarily like being free. Just paying it forward. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's another thing people don't know how. They don't know how to pay it forward. Like any conversations that we had that helped me, I'm like, I'm gonna have it with whoever needs it, because I'm just paying it forward. That's real gratitude.
Yeah, and we all come across that one bit of information, or that piece of information that stays with us, that we know, like almost the second we hear it, that we're gonna always remember it and always apply it. So don't and the reason why it's so profound is because we know people that struggle with it, so we know that now we have the opportunity to help other people. That's why that piece of information downloads so quick. There's so many downloads that come to you when you actually seek the information from a valuable source. Like some people choose to read, but then some people choose to do, watch film. But then what better way than to understand people that are living through it, they're going through it, and having like an accountable source where everyone just kind of gets to chime in, and we all get to just play off each other's opinions and perceptions.
Yeah, nah, definitely talking to y'all. I've changed a lot of stuff in my life for the better. Exfoliating is one of them. Shout out Katie. Oh, and Adria. She's still in here. They
Facts.
shamed me into exfoliating. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm pro shaming, by the way. I'm very pro shaming. Shaming has done great in my life.
I'm pro shaming as long as you're not deliberately trying to harm somebody. Like if you just straight up,
Oh yeah.
if you straight up cut ass, and that's fucked up. Like that's an insecurity issue. I feel like.
I'm gonna cut your ass. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
but are you gonna flay me though? You might cut
Oh
my
no.
exactly.
Nah.
Because you have so many opportunities. You and Charlie have so many opportunities daily to flame me. Even though Charlie does it a little bit more like ruthlessly, like.
Oh, what's good, Mike? I know you was in here.
I appreciate though. Shaming works, but not roasting people to a unfathomable degree. Facts.
Yeah,
There
facts,
has to be
balance.
balance in the road.
Facts. No, wait, Mike's in here because I'll be doing that to him. But then I'll tell him like, yo, you can be great. Like, this is what you gotta do to be great.
Yeah.
You feel me? But I used to get flamed, bro. I used to be bald with an egghead.
Me
I never
too.
heard the end of it.
I used to be bald too, bro.
You feel me? Like it happens. Like everybody, oh, but they made fun of me, bro. Everybody gets made fun of. Relax. It happens.
Especially in New York.
Yeah, bro. Like,
If you,
and it's so funny. Yo, bro, when Charlie cuts our ass, you just like, you feel me? Like, you like,
it's so funny
man, that's crazy.
because me and Mike were having a conversation, and then like it was like approaching, like we were trying to hold each other accountable, and Mike goes, "I'm gonna tell Charlie on you." I was like, bro,
Facts.
how you gonna snitch on me, bro? Like,
bro, bro, son, cause bro, the Aries antics popped out. I'm like, bro, if you keep talking like this, I'm gonna tell Charlie, bro. Facts. He was like, I'm just like, yeah, bro. Like, yes, tough love is all we know. That's a fact. What? Oh, look, he trolling right now. He's sipping on lean, man. We still on a fruit. We still on a fruit fast. Yo, hey, shout out, Fast and Furious. Feel me for niggas that ain't fold.
nah,
We got 2 hours left.
you know what it is, bro? I respect the lean because it's Corona season, so like,
Broke the fast with lean because you're a rapper. Oh my
bro,
God,
it's
man.
Corona, bro. Sip all the lean that you need to, bro.
Question: you ever spout some knowledge to someone and they just cut you off?
That happens to me all the time where I try to speak and they shut me down because they know where it's gonna go. And like I'm gonna be honest with you, like accountability is like getting smacked in the face, open palm, right? That shit fucking hurts. No one's gonna be willing. No one willingly wants to get smacked. And yeah, they'll cut you off because they're just not trying to hear it, bro.
Cut
Happens
me
all the
off. I'm trying to see with me. Nah, I don't know. But people, I mean, people have a healthy, they're intimidated by me in a healthy way, I guess, because they just not doing that.
yeah,
Because they don't
it's
know what
not
I'm gonna
like
do after.
someone's gonna like not someone like,
Yeah,
yo, shut up. Nah, that's a thug. You
yeah,
know?
nah, because they know they getting smoked.
Yeah.
You know, allegedly, or no, comedy style, right? Comedy style. Yeah, that's what Joe Budden be saying. But yeah, aesthetic help cut off your words or cut you like that. Oh, like dead you. Oh, like dead you. Oh yeah, dead me.
I've
Nah,
gotten
he's
people
he's
distance me. Like they definitely went distant after they realized I was some type of way. Like even people I care about a lot, even to this day, I've had people straight up like they just know what type of time I'm on and they're just not with it. The energy just doesn't match, so they'd rather just run.
oh definitely cut me off then try to grasp for something to blame me for
Yeah.
something I didn't do.
But then also still be aware of the potential and still kind of linger around.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a fact. People definitely get intimidated. Yeah, absolutely, man. Especially because I'm loud. I guess loud and strong. Whatever it is they perceive me is like, yeah. They just rather not deal, so they just not dead me. But people take steps back or space.
And good. And
Just
good.
stay over there. Kayla said, just stay over. Yeah, she's very adamant about that.
Yeah.
She be like, yo, just go over there. Just leave me alone. I'm just like, I feel that. Intimidation is wild. It is because it is, bro. I mean, it isn't, but it is. I already told you, like, I saw what they were intimidated by when I was on a trip. So I was like, okay, I get it. That's why I don't really trip about it anymore. But yeah, it's too much to grasp and sometimes it's painful. Fact. Like certain girls turned off by the fact that don't worry about them, bro. They're gonna no, don't even worry about them.
We'll turn up.
Those girls you're talking about are the bots. They're worse than bots. He said like certain girls get turned off by the fact that I know certain stuff and try to gain more knowledge. You're gonna get a girl. You're gonna meet girls that are look. They're here. Like not to say nothing, but like there are girls that are receptive. You're literally watching it. You know what I'm saying? They're locked in. So it's like don't even worry about them. That doesn't matter. They want to be somebody's rapper's baby moms that they don't give a fuck and they want
And
birthdays all this
and
other
not
dumb
only
shit.
they're only worried about it because they know if you're smart enough, you're gonna eventually realize that they're not shit.
Boom! There it is, Yahtzee. Oh my God, that's the dagger. What? That's the Kyrie step back on Steph. Fact, bro. Because what people will do, especially women, they'll manipulate you into thinking that you have low self worth because they like, wait, I gotta keep him over here.
Yeah.
Woo, boy, that one. That's great. I'm so glad you. My, uh, yes, don't personalize it. They're on a different route. Yes, I bot repellent. Fact. If you need that gift, I'll drop. Hold on.
We're gonna start selling it. We're gonna start selling bot repellent too.
That's a fact. Hold on. I never did this before, so this is gonna be funny. Hold on. What is it? Oh, you can't see the whole thing. That's trash.
but
That's
nah, you
trash.
can see the concept is there.
Yeah, bot repellent. Stop playing. I see. I'm out here messing up because I don't know how to get this off. Damn. All right, hold on. Let me see something real quick.
All right, bro.
Yeah, nah, that was a good live too. That was a great live, and then they be a whole bunch of this too.
Cinnamon toast cat.
Shout out! Oh, I just got that meme today.
You're not about.
Oh,
You're
I
not
just got
about
that
to
meme
do.
today.
You're not about to do my favorite cereal like that, bro.
No, that's valid. What you mean? That's my that for me. That's in my top 3 too. I ain't tripping.
Top
I
3.
ain't tripping. You're a boomer. Because I don't know how to work Instagram. Ain't that some shit, right? I'm under 30 and don't know how to work Instagram. Hold on. Let me see. You had those already. Oh, that you know that.
Oh, he has
I
so
had
much
them
other
ready.
shit ready too.
Bruh.
He got so much. He got a vault.
I got a vault. I literally, bro. Oh, this is me and you today,
Yeah,
every Wednesday.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, Mike.
No Captain Crunch.
Mike.
What's up?
Christina said no Captain Crunch. That would have made
Wait,
more sense.
you might be on to something. Hold on now. I gotta send it to my guys and see what they gotta get back
We
to
gotta
me.
send it to the graphic designers.
That's a fact. We gotta send it back to the lab and see what's good. Captain Crunch. Oh my god. Wait, y'all trying to do a cap? Y'all trying to do a cap scheme? We'll be here for hours. We have a meme warehouse. That's actually a fact. That's actually hilarious because we really do. We really do. But yeah, nah, this is a great live. Whew. Yeah, nah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do timestamps or something. Damn, bro, that shit is so tedious. But yeah, we on it though. Shout out everybody that stayed all 2 hours, right? 2 hours? All 2 hours, you already know. It's gang. It's gang. Getting the gems, getting the stuff. Thank you guys for interacting with us because it does make it so much better for us specifically. Because it's like we're all interacting and understanding with each other. So that's great. But like we said, for link in Ferns' bio for anybody that don't know. Geo, definitely take a look. Dave, take a look. Who else is in here? Yeah, everybody in here I think already taps in. So yeah, nah, y'all definitely take a look. You know what's going on.
Me and
Charlie
Mike.
makes music.
Me and Mike
You
got a
know what's going
mixtape
on.
dropping too. So
Oh
look out
yeah,
for
we
that.
definitely we got we got a mixtape, we got an album, we got a skeleton of an album, you know what I'm saying? Music video coming,
We just
you know
gonna
what I'm
drop
saying?
nowhere too. Then be like, damn,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
We're gonna do and then the deluxe is coming after that. Stop playing. Stop playing. But yeah, love everybody here. You know what we do every Wednesday. Like we said, send people to lives. You know what I'm saying? Definitely interact because people we need to break that unspoken bullshit. That shit needs to go out the window. We need to speak about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, love you guys. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. You know what I mean? All right, friends. That's a great picture, by the way. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of gun bars in there.
That's a fact. That bro, this
Yeah.
live is straight gun bars.
That's a yo. You know what we should do? I should do the one with Loaded Lux and what's the other dude? No, Loaded Lux, right? That's the two together.
Nah, you talking about him and Hollow.
No. It's the two old dudes. It's Loaded Lux and what's the other dude from Harlem? He from here. No, he from Queens.
The end.
Remember he kicked the lean. He kicked the lean. He had a lean addiction. That's why
That's
they keep
Hollow.
frying him for.
That's Hollow.
That's Hollow?
Yeah.
That's Hollow? Oh, okay. Oh, because it's like Loaded Hollow. Oh, yeah. The two together is Loaded Hollow or something.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Nah,
Straight
that's what
gun
we
bar.
are. That's what we
Straight gun bar.
Bro. But yeah, I know it is like my third time, but yeah. Love y'all. We'll
Yeah,
see y'all
love
next
y'all.
Wednesday. All right.